Welcome back, one and all, for Dreamworks Dungeons & Dragons. Oh, it's been so long, it feels like. Well, I mean, that's what happens when we have breaks and long stretches of time. Well, hey, gang, how's everyone feeling tonight? Oh, yeah, we just had, like, our off-cam catch-up. And of course, yes, because joining us digitally, we'll see in a second once I fix the cameras. We have Elle as Adora, Tice as Dax, and Becca as Gingy, Lonnie as Minrith, and Megan as Valka. I'm your Dungeon Master, August Schmid. I guess I should always say that. Oh, perfect timing, yes, as our wonderful friends are jumping in. Move that so I can, like, help catch them.
My brain was wanting you to finish that sentence, I'm your Dungeon Master, Bentley Mulligan, and I think it's because we just were watching Junior Years.
I would never put that on myself.
No, but it was the weird, subconscious, and then I looked up and saw you sitting in the chair, and I'm like, but obviously, why would he?
I am
it was a weird
not on that level.
That, like...
Yeah, last we saw the party, whoa, what a crazy amount of dreams. Everyone had some intense stuff going on. Some intense dreams. Becca, good to see you. How's it going?
Good.
Excellent. We just started. Like, no worries.
They just finished giving me the recap.
We just gave Lonnie the recap, and I'm doing like our on-camera recap. That kind of like review of. Everyone had some intense dreams. Gingy of the Muffin Man, Adora of Prime, Valka of the Valkyrie, and Dax of his patron god. Everyone had some pretty intense stuff going on. For the most part, oh yeah, like we have plenty of plates and cups. And, yeah, get whatever you need. Yes, everyone had dreams. Coming together as a party, you also then kind of figured out stuff of, there's some interesting stuff going on with the lore and history of Enoch, right? This kind of first prophet, and Mara also being that like first, or I shouldn't say first Shira, the previous incarnation. You guys doing some crazy stuff between some spell work that was going on, some nat 20s. All of you have found yourselves being transported through time, space, and reality, so to speak, to the past to meet these previous incarnations. Basically, this like early adventuring party in the Second Age, right? I mean, these are clerics and fighters, right? I mean, Mara is basically Adora, just a little bit different, right? I mean, obviously her own backgrounds and life and ambitions, but D&D statistically almost an Adora, but like maybe a couple levels higher. But one of the first things we are actually jumping into is the last dream that we are needing to kind of cover, so to speak. As you are all sleeping, we are about to reveal what our friend Minrith dreamt of that night. I'm so excited for this because, mine to like throw it to you first off, going to sleep, to give you that recap of, this is also, we have just, like, Uriel and the angels and demons have bamfed away. The party did spend a while, like, going through the core camp and, like, healing people. There was no other injuries. Again, the core got out, basically, of the blast radius before big stuff went down. And so, from this level of, like Adora and Swiftwind flew around. Gingy was making a lot of like muffins and hot chocolate, giving out to people. Dax and Valka did some like investigation into the fire pits, like that. Like, hey, could we figure out arcanely like how were the angels and demons using this? And not very high rolls.
Really badly.
Both, yeah. Tyson, Megan both got pretty okay rolls. It was like, well, I mean, fire is a pretty basic elemental magic. Like, it's that. You know, the same way you summon fire from the elemental planes, it's easy enough to say, like, here's what I want. So I would give this curveball of, what do you think Minrith would have been doing that night before bed? Like, in either helping or taking time to yourself, and then that continuation of what would have been your, like, nighttime thoughts when you lay in bed and try to sleep.
Before she went to bed, she would have been on damage control, like making sure that all of the core were doing okay.
Mm-hmm.
Because that was kind of one heck of a religious experience, I would say.
Yeah. That was a religious revival.
Yes. And
yeah.
just trying to put out any, well, I guess both real and religious fires. Just like, okay, calm down now.
The sacred flames that are burning like blue and white around. I would actually say in helping with the court, would you give me, it's a DC 12, and this is something that can be either more successful or less successful, but we're going to call this a persuasion check.
Okay.
For like going around to the core right now.
That's a 7. It was almost
It's a
a
7.
nat 20.
Awesome. Again, this is kind of a right thing. This isn't like a succeed or fail. Here's what you will note. There's a lot of stuff going on, first of all. It's clear that from the level of intensity that occurred in the core are very much the core Genasi Aetherborn, like this conglomerative like city state of traveling people. They aren't warriors. Never will be. Like, this is not a one day in a finale we summon them to fight with us, because they are dreamers, visionaries.
They're hippies with the make love not war signs.
Exactly.
They really are.
And to that effect, they are rattled. Like, like the religious leaders coming up to you, they still care about you. It's not like you're in trouble. No one's like mad at you or any of the party. They're of course gonna let you stay.
It's just scary.
They are really scared, because this is more than, oh, I read a sign the other day in the stars that bad tidings were coming. Crazy, right? Like, and then to see it actually occur at your door is really scary. It's a much more real and visceral thing to have to deal with in your life. With that being said, however, that they are going to bounce back. It's not like this is a burnt bridge. But on a 7, you get the strong feeling that Machuksta, this traveling city, is probably moving in the next day. Yeah. And that from then on, you're going to probably need like sending another scrying, like divinatory magics to figure out where they're going. Because it's not like they wouldn't tell you, but they are ready to go. They've been here, I would say, actually for a couple of years now. Again, this is kind of where you left from. It's how you were able to get back. So with that in mind, like with everyone giving you this like rundown, seeing the camp now, the fires have been put out. Go ahead. Like, what would have been those last like Minareth, like in your tent, like seeing the like?
Last thing she would be thinking of. She would honestly be just really worried about what this means for Gabriel, because of what we've seen, like what Uriel is going through. And Gabriel is in a very similar position as far as she knows. Minareth doesn't know about the power Gabriel was given, right?
I think you may have an inkling, but you've never been told.
Okay, cool. So I won't go anything off of that. So she's just worried about what that means there. And also just trying to figure out, okay, how do we keep moving forward from here? Like, what is the next step?
Cool. It's a lot of very interesting thoughts, I think, for sure. Minareth, as you go to sleep, seeing the twin moons now hang in the sky, their orbital patterns are really fun. Astronomers are going to have a field day for the next years or so.
The tides are going to be weird.
The tides are all actually already weird. We've yet to get on a ship yet since this has happened, but it's one of those things where it's now going to be that like, oh, we now have 2 moons that wane and wax, and their orbital pattern is almost like a infinity sign in the night sky. Like how we view it is as if they're going in this like weird cross pattern where every so often the moons will be on top of each other, and when it's a lunar eclipse. That's in the sense of a lunar eclipsing a lunar body, right? Like a moon eclipsing a moon of like, and it's gonna trade off. Like basically from, I mean, this is like future knowledge, but that like every 6 months there will be a lunar eclipse of one of them.
That's super cool.
And yeah, it's one of those things where as you're looking at the moon thinking of like, Gabriel has this now intriguing propositions of like, how's he dealing with this? What are we gonna do? You find that your sleep does come a little more gradually. Unlike other party members who did have, like, unfortunately, some pretty, like, immediate, like, I don't want to say, like, suddenly I'm a sleeper in a vision. You find there's that really fun blend of, like, your eyes get super heavy. You find a way of suddenly, like, oh, I'm really understanding. A frying pan. That's a D8 of damage. I love frying pans. And in this case, Minarith, you will find yourself standing in a place you've never been to before, but your friend Adora has described. You are on a planetoid of lush vegetation. Woods stretch far to your right. To your left, you see what could be a city of gleaming architecture, but there's a sense of abandonment here. You're noticing everything is very still and quiet, and you're not truly here, but you are on the moon Eternia now.
That is very
and I
interesting.
also am going to make a course correction. I need to apologize. It's called Etheria, canonically. I just realized I can't believe I've been doing this for so many sessions. Eternia is the planet of He-Man and Grayskull. There's no such thing as Eternia in this world. Etheria is the planet. I'm going to make a huge public service announcement. Etheria is the planet of She-Ra. I apologize. Yes,
I've
Elle?
been trying to tell you that in the past couple months, but
I thought they were, I was just like, yeah, it's Eternia or Etheria. No, it's Etheria. I don't know why that just clicked. I think it's because, like, I always rewatch, like, our Dreamworks stuff. Like, the other day I was watching clips of, like, Shrek, because I was like, all right, Gingy, what does Gingy do? Like,
I swear in different sessions you've actually, like, used both of them, and so I thought they were just, like, interchangeable or something.
They're not. No, I don't know why I just kind of, like, had that realization. Hey, nobody's perfect.
yeah, Etheria is the moon, and it's Eternia is used as a code word.
Exactly.
Right.
So Etheria, Minarith...
Is the moon, does Eternia get to be the sun?
No, because Eternia is technically a planet.
We can
Minarith,
kill the sun real
you've
fast.
never been to Etheria. But it's odd to say, like, my friend Adora, like, you've heard Adora explain, like, Etheria, so, like, you're like, that's probably Bright Garden, like, this city, and I'm seeing, this must be the Whispering Woods. And as you're looking around, no perception check needed, you will see the figure of Gabriel standing on this planet with you.
This is weird.
See, Gabriel doesn't blink. And again, it's very odd. Angel eyes never get used to, because again, they are like blank marble eye, like with little flecks of gold and silvery stuff. And so it's this odd, like unblinking, like statue person who's looking at you. You see, Gabriel has started wearing different clothes. Most Seraphim, like even the Muffin Man, when you guys met him, had like armor on, right? He was kind of like battle form. Gabriel has started wearing what we could consider street clothes, right? That kind of loose, very like peasant shirt with simple pants and boots. He does have, you see, a wicked sword strapped to his back, as you would know this is his Seraphim blade, his kind of charge to hold.
I feel like wicked might be the wrong word to use for Angel's sword.
I say wicked, yeah, maybe wicked is a bit like not only blasphemous but like odd statement, because it is this like, it's a great sword that has these insane curves and like knocks in the metal to make this like dangerous looking weapon that you do get the feeling, though, again, Gabriel's the messenger. Like, how often has he ever used this blade? Gabriel is standing on Etheria, and you see he's looking at you.
You don't normally seek me out.
Times have changed.
Yes,
I have changed.
I can see that.
You have changed.
Yes. I'm going to kind of walk towards him.
You see, he doesn't, like, back away. Kind of has this puzzled look. I didn't completely bring you here. You may have done that yourself.
Oh. Interesting.
You see, as he looks around, this is my new body. And you realize, actually, the clothes he's wearing is very similar to, like, what a Bright Garden civilian would wear. Clothing from Etheria. You see Gabriel kind of stomps. I didn't realize I would miss having corporeal form, but this is a highly magical planet, and I assume it helps that I should inform you you're going to see maybe stranger occurrences in your magic because of it.
Oh. Thank you for the warning. I hope I don't blind anyone again.
You've blinded people?
Yes. When I first got my magic, I blinded myself. That was difficult.
And you see, like, you actually look down, your tattoo, that beautiful, like, lunar tattoo, you will notice two things have changed, actually, now that you were on Etheria. The waning into waxing, this, like, across, you now get the feeling it stretches across your front and back because there's 2 moons now.
So cool.
And I don't know if Tice heard this, because astronomers of Dremor are gonna have field days with it. You have 2 moons that are now constantly waning and waxing, and every 6 months there will be a lunar eclipse of each moon as they rotate in this cool, almost like infantine symbol. So, like, you're noticing you've got these double symbols, like, stretching almost like
so cool.
like the lace of a dress, how it rests on your shoulders, across your collarbones and back. One of these tattoos now glows in a soft ruby light. The other glows in a more psychedelic pinkish greenish blue.
So almost opal kind of.
That opal light, because as we know, Etheria is a planet with atmosphere and life. Like, it's not like a blank moon that merely reflects astrological or astronomical light, like from a sun.
Right.
And also, but you'd have to wonder, the previous moon of Dremor technically should still be reflecting light, and for some reason, it's as if, like, as we know, suddenly everything oxidized and rusted on the moon, and it became reddish like Mars, and so it's not like, well, so it's odd, but now you're noticing, like, these tattoos not only have appeared, but are reflective of the
moons of their
the moons
that is so cool.
and what you know, the moons of your father. These are your father's bodies, and you're realizing they are more reflective of your lineage now.
That is awesome.
You see, Gabriel's kind of looking at them too, just in that way of, yeah, they're there. You think, like, he already maybe knew, but you see he looks up and goes, I have a question of you. I've just, of course, come into this new body, and I'm noticing there's a lot of problems in the world. I can't do much at once. Michael still has restrictions set, but there is a pressing matter I would like your input on.
Okay.
You see Gabriel hesitates for a moment.
Oh no. Sorry.
Over the past months, the elven nation of Volinar has been besieged. There was a traitor of their ranks, and the sins of the devils broke in and slew the elven oracle.
Oh.
You see, he stops. The oracle has always been under my domain to pick and choose. I need to pick a new oracle. And I would like... And you realize, passive insight, Gabriel is trying to reach out here. In the oddest, parental-child relationship
He's paying his child support!
Is Gabriel is trying to do a parent-kid activity of help me pick an oracle, because the last one just got brutally murdered by 7 deadly sins. And you see Gabriel is just standing there very awkward. You see he's starting to, like, tap his fingers a little bit in that anxious state of...
I'm gonna start tapping my thighs to the same rhythm.
You start tapping... You both tap, 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 for a long time. This, like, anyone watching would see it's like, yeah, they're related, right? Like, tap, 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 tapping the thighs.
You sent that TikTok to Elle earlier, right?
Uh-huh.
Elle, have you seen the TikTok August sent you earlier?
Make sure it's muted, because it's funny,
It's just that later when watch it, you'll understand what I mean when I say this is reminding me of that. Sorry, you guys carry on.
You see, Gabriel, though, stops. I've always been over the magics of divination. It is likely why you are weird.
That would make a lot of sense. I think Ozrianta said that once, that I got it from you.
She could be a good oracle,
I think so too.
but she has a lot on her plate.
She has a strange dating history too. I'm not sure how that might interfere.
She has been the paramour of many powerful mages across many dimensions and realities.
Which could be a good thing. She has connections. I don't know what they're good connections.
But yes, oracles are also you never want to overfill a cup that has water in it as well. It's why it would be foolish to make you an oracle, let alone as that would be seen as certain champions call it nepotism. Where
Which part are you talking, Gabriel, about nepotism?
I'm not telling you. Not saying that. But you see Gabriel just...
I blame Sinbad.
I blame Sinbad. It's
That
probably...
part teaches
Sinbad. So are you like a nepo baby? Your dad was
Right.
God. You're now an
I
angel.
see that conversation happen.
But you see Gabriel just kind of goes, it would be foolhardy, let alone you being my child, but it might break you mentally. The last Elven Oracle was, I believe it was Sinbad who said batshit crazy. It's a lot to comprehend being an oracle. But the world could use one in the coming battles. If you want to send out invitations or letters. I don't know.
I would love to help you. I would love to be your messenger.
You see Gabriel stops and you see like you have given like a very like tender moment to him that like it's not in any way like apologies or like these big affection, but this is something he is not used to at all, and so you see he kind of shuts down and goes, good. The
You're not
moon.
used to feelings either, are you?
You see he stops, kind of like takes a deep breath, and you see as he breathes this big the very air of Etheria kind of whistles, and you see the trees kind of shake in this living planet, this a celestial body for a celestial, and you see Gabriel, I was just the messenger of heaven. A lot has changed. And you see he pulls out a small ball of light that looks very much like a child's toy, maybe that you would have like used growing up. Not like it's yours, but that like it's a ball. Like, you know, if you showed someone like a vending machine bouncy ball, you'd go, I know what that is. You see,
Is
kind of.
that your crystal ball?
He pulls it out. He's like, this is all that remains of my father.
Oh.
This is the grace of a primordial, burning in essence, forever growing, that is mine, though not by birthright. And you see he starts doing that, like, he slowly is, like, turning in his hands, and like those old 90s, you know, the ball of light is just kind of rolling off fingertips in and out, slowly drifting in space. I think I'll hide this here. And you see he kind of closes his hands, it disappears, and you get the sense he's referring to Etheria. But he goes, for the time being, we need to find an oracle and understand more about, well, there are many figures about to appear in the world. Seals are breaking. Challenges have been issued throughout the cosmos of this reality.
Okay.
You... there are very few people that have killed true vampires. It's impressive what you did with the one in Yovanor.
I had a lot of help.
Yes. Good. I can't dismiss you from this plane. Your mind is what has brought you here, but thank you for...
And
Yeah.
if you say no, that's fine.
No, you're good, yeah.
But I feel like star stickers, can they exist in this world? I would love to pull a sticker that just says "good job," like a star "good job" sticker, and give it to Gabriel.
Out of your many doodles and notes, you rip off a bit of scroll, and using a natural bit of tree sap from a nearby,
Yes.
stick it to the back of the parchment. A little cosmic 8-pointed star saying, "You're a shoot for the stars." You push it onto Gabriel's lapel of this like wool shirt he's wearing. You see he looks down. It's good advice. We do need to guard against the cosmic demons and entities approaching. We should shoot at the stars. It is a clever reminder to shoot the stars.
Absolutely.
Minareth has just invented stickers in Dremor. Well done.
This is the best roleplay I have ever seen.
As Gabriel takes
Bar
a sticker
done.
saying "shoot for the stars," going, "Yes, we need to kill the stars."
And it just says, "Yep, exactly what I meant."
Minareth, I think naturally the dream is fading as you see. It's not that Gabriel's consciousness is leaving this area, but there is a little bit other things to dream of, because indeed you're going to get something cool, because when I say your magic is going to get weird, it is thankfully nothing mechanically you have to stress about.
Oh, cool.
Don't worry like, oh no, I'm about to have wild magic surges.
Oh my gosh.
It's more in this moment, you are about to maybe see some things from a lunar perspective.
That's so cool.
The idea of where the moons are in the night sky, the relationship over Dremor, you might see peoples or nations or specific things.
I get to use the cosmic satellites as surveillance satellites.
Almost like a cosmic shrine. And again, it won't be perfect because there will be creatures. The Enochian amulets might even shield you, because this is technically celestial magic you're using. Fun. You see over the spot in the sky hanging what you would think far to like the southeast is the red moon. From the red moon's perspective, and I will let you know, in the expression being seeing things through rose-tinted glasses will be very applicable, as the vision you'll see will be tinted in red. You are looking through the eyes of a dead avatar's body.
That is kind of
And
metal.
you see a grouping of people killing calamities. Specifically, a person you would assume to be the prophet Moses, wielding a staff of fire and lightning and vulnerability, swirling magics around, slamming the staff. You see, he's got a bit of a, his beard is gone because he did shave it to hide himself once. But it has started growing back in this more refined manner. And you see this man with these people around. And here's what I'll give you as a DM. I'm not going to make you pick an oracle all on your own. I will offer a lot of things. Even though we have made this class, an augur sorcerer, the idea of divinatory magic still flows in you in this moment, and you see potential in some of these champions. Specifically, the two I will give you. You see a what you would assume to be a native of El Dorado, this druidic nymph that is brimming with celestial powers. Could be a possibility. You also would notice that there is another woman, wielding great sword, powerful warrior, but a more deeper hidden potential of that could also work. The idea of, to give it a little more, this woman, and you would know again how the moon sees all in the whispers of the night, in dreams and visions, an El Doradan named Chell, and a warrior woman by the name of Elizabeth could equally be very fair candidates.
It's terrifying though that they're both in the mountain party.
Yeah.
Where it's like we're just stacked at Moses, possibly the Oracle now. Like
there's a lot you might see, and again, this is like you're gonna see a lot. This is not going away anytime soon unless something happens to Etheria. But
cool.
In this one, and you kind of know Elizabeth. Again, you guys met this woman. She was actually a candidate for the Sword of Protection. That pitch was using her. That power still resides, right? Like it's not something that just goes away just because you're not holding a sword. And so I think you get this in this model. I did roll, it's fun, a 71 percentile. I have a giant, it's a world person tree. Because you might just get very specific people. You might get continents. There'll be some stuff. But in this one's kind of fun. You saw maybe more of a specific group of champions, right? Of where the moon is located.
That is so cool.
So Minareth, I will say, of course, as your dreams end, because kind of the rest of your sleep almost is just watching this party, seeing them slaying these demons, feeling super stressed out and tired as they kind of like slump to the wet and burned ground around them. But kind of that view until like the other party. Minareth, when you wake up, you would be able to share these visions then with your party as a whole. And of course, as we discussed, learning of Dax's celestial revelations, Gingy's memories, Adora's visions of future cosmic entities, like Gabriel alluded to, and Valka's dire warnings from heaven itself that big things are coming.
You know, the same part of heaven.
I'd like to end the note on, I think we had some father-daughter bonding time.
Finally, good.
I gave him a sticker.
Tice just nods and everyone's like, yeah, this is good. We will, for the rest of the party, what I would actually say is, something I did want to ask last time, before Adora's Nat 20, we are going into this vision. Is there other things people wanted to do around the core camp this morning while we're waking up and like talking through our dreams? Were there things people want to do? Like I would say like Dax and Valka, you were investigating the fire pits. It's a new day if you want to do stuff like that. Gingy and Adora, like waking up, there's a lot that could be done.
I'm going to stock up on supplies to make up the tapestry. I have an idea.
Gotcha. So Minareth getting more like weaving supplies. Yeah. What would people be up to? Tyson, Becca, did you have something? Oh,
I'm making waffles.
Making waffles. I love it. In this like cold, wintry spring air, like fresh baked waffle that like crisp. I think Gingy, again, waffle irons aren't like easy. So like Gingy, you're making waffles out of like the like old pans that the core have. So like it's not like uniform dimples, but fun like pattern-esque dimples of these old frying pans that you're using to like burn and like cook in. So it's like really fun design waffles, if we're being honest. And of course, these waffles, we're even counting them in that magical sense of they help wake you up. They just taste delicious. The core actually have access to a lot of spices, so like these can be like that cinnamon nutmeg waffle too. Like they're quality stuff you got here.
I also stocked up on some of my cooking supplies and stuff.
Yes. So cooking supplies, because also like again, I never like a stickler on spell component, but the flavoring of like making sure you've got like sugars and glucose and different gelatins to create the like cookie baking supplies that you need. So yeah, so Minareth and Gingy, you're stocking up on some of your supplies as you guys are sharing memories and dreams. What other stuff are people doing before we jump into this kind of memory that we ended on last time?
Dax would be asking primarily the party, but also some of the other people that we're with, if they've ever heard of Inti, the Dawnfather, the Creation Bringer.
This is...
Yeah. Inti, and another one I need to put also Heaven's Voice is one that I didn't say last time, but that's a name you would know. Yeah, so for the rest of the party, I would let people either their innate knowledge or if anyone wants to make like history checks. Okay, so yeah, Minareth, we'll see what Minareth has heard from your travels.
Oh, that's a nat 13, plus 3 for 16.
Oh, would you rather call upon some knowledge about Inti or about the connection that you just saw between Inti and the Eldoradans in general?
Yes, because now I'm very curious about Chell.
Yeah. Minareth, some of the history maybe you could give Dax. Inti is a El Dorado god, or one of the pantheon of South America. It's a bit of variety. There's about 12 from each of the different countries down there that we can kind of coalesce to. Specifically, Inti is a revered patron of El Dorado. It's a big legend. Everyone's heard of the City of Gold, but no one's ever found it. And the idea, though, from what you've seen, at least in your vision last night, it looked like they were very much in El Dorado. This was not a place made up. Like, there was a golden city, like, that, according to myth and legend, these people were blessed by Inti itself with this gold, right? You know, the Golden Rain, the name of this god itself is this place. And I give you on Nat 13, Minrith, this is a powerful god, but Inti actually, what you would know, is a bit of a patron, so to speak, of the Eldoradans.
It's very interesting. Inti doesn't normally branch out to different things. He's showing a lot of character growth by choosing to be your patron. That is really amazing.
Yeah, I'm actually going to kind of take that in and...
Yeah.
Why?
Why?
You are a wonderful person, Dax.
Can we roll an insight check on why with what Minarith has given us in terms of lore about this god?
Yeah.
I would allow it if the party, I think it's an insight check.
Like, why you, Dax?
Because Dax, you guys know, Dax is an awesome guy. Like,
Okay.
I mean, I think there's that friendship now of just like, we like Dax, like, this is great.
I got another nat 13 plus 5 for 18.
Another nat 13.
I got a synthetic 13.
Synthetic 13. Adora, did you want to make an insight check at all?
I made a history check earlier, and I got it at 13.
Oh my gosh.
Holy
But
crap!
if you want me to make an insight, I can do that.
Oh no, I think history works just as well.
Oh, could I use my history score then?
Sure.
Because that gives me like a 17.
So Dax, 10 is also pretty good here. Oh my gosh, so many like... So, 14, 10s, and a couple of them being nat 13s.
17 if it's history.
17 if it's history.
A total of 18, if that helps.
A total of 8, it does help.
Okay.
You guys know Inti is a god. What we call South America, or the New World in some places, or I guess we more accurately is the Amazon, right? This like nation and jungle area is truly mystical and really cool. They're not closed off from the world, but most stories tell of these people and their gods in these very close settings. There's something to be said, I think, on an 18 Earth. Every nation's relationship with their gods speaks a lot more about the people than the gods themselves.
That's fair. That makes a lot of sense.
It does.
In the Amazons, what you know as like the Mayans, Incans, Aztecs, what you would have heard as the core, they view their gods in a very religious sense of sacrifice. Of these gods have so much they can do, but it requires us to act in their name. And that requires sacrifices, right? And that is not just like human, but like what we know even in the Nordic pantheons, the Egyptian, animals, people, gold. Like, it's what are you willing to sacrifice to... the word feed, I think, would be in a lot of people's, like Dax and Valka, and it's not like, oh, you're feeding a god, you're sacrificing a god, but Minarith, I'd give on an 18 and nat 13 of powering a god. Again, a god relies on worship. Again, there's
As we were learning even with Uriel trying to summon him, yeah.
Uriel, there was worship, like a religious revival to worship Uriel in the sense to get him. So I think as a party, Inti is a being that desires sacrifice. He desires gift, sacrifice, and by having this pact with Dax, it sounds like, from what you know, whatever Dax is doing, again, something is about to happen very soon from what your memory serves, and it sounds like whatever you're doing, it's going to directly benefit Inti. Which is an odd thought, Dax, of like, what do I have to give a god?
Yeah, that suggests there's going to be a big sacrifice.
And of course, I will also point out, Dax, it is a separate thought too when Inti also said, you might also be able to help me with the singularity, right? That like in that those are two separate thoughts. Whatever he initially like bound this pact to of like this offer of like, would you serve me? Would you have this goal? Is somehow different than just like helping him in the singularity, whatever that means. So there's, I think for Dax on like the 10 and Gingy that 14, like Gingy being a cleric, it's an odd idea of religious servitude that's not even the obvious goal. Like, wouldn't a god's obvious goal to be like have a champion to free them, not a mystic something's coming ideology?
That's so weird. So basically, we know that something big is coming, and Dax will somehow be instrumental in helping Inky. With what we don't know, and what Dax will have to give, we don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
He told me that I'd figure something out today, so something's coming.
Something is
I
coming.
suppose that is always true.
As with that thought, again, Dax, and this is where, as Tysa player, I hope this is really mysterious, because that is the point. I have some really fun stuff, and we're getting close. There's a lot that's building, and so it's helpful though to ask like Adora and Gingy, who are very much tied up with godly powers, Minarith, who studies signs and dreams, and Valka, who's straight up from heaven, right? Like there's this I would say not even in a bad way. The only person I didn't roll for was Stoic, not in any bad sense, but Stoic's in that. Stoic's like you, Dax. He's a person. He is a guy from the barbaric archipelagos who goes, yeah, that's wild, right? Like I couldn't imagine like one of the Nordic gods asking me.
Right.
This is where we will move, kind of like we did last time, of talking through the dreams of Adora. Could you try to commune with Mara? Is that something She-Ra can do? Using the powers of all of you. Again, Dax, Gingy, Minarith, Valka, all of you are putting in... This wouldn't be possible if it was not a party synergy kind of thing. Adora did roll a nat 20.
That was so cool.
Yeah.
And we find ourselves going through space and time, life and reality, bending and shifting backwards to a cliffside area. And this is where I will actually show the battle map. So here, I know, right? It's like, uh-oh. Here we go, gang. Let's go ahead. I'm going to share my screen so everyone can see the battle map. Let's go ahead and pop out. This is I want to see. Let's go based on who's talking. There we go.
I do think it's funny that Stoic is just a massive man.
So are you in this case, She-Ra, I should point out. Here on the cliffside, we see a couple people, of course. As you point out, and I very much, if you haven't yet seen, a young Christopher Lee is the actual picture I'm using of Enoch. This man with soft like goatee, like very cut hair, and you see he is wearing like very fun, simple robes. Like what you notice is he's wearing almost like that very burlap looking sack of just like quick cloth over him. Next to him, of course, is Mara. Lovely, like darker skin, like that very like caramel like hair with the like almost blacker ponytail bound back in. As they have been on this cliffside talking for a little bit, you notice they did not notice the group of the party when you guys arrived, beginning to speak about Mara saying how everyone's ready to leave within the day, like within the next couple hours. And Mara actually brought up a point to Enoch, should they be going, because, as she points out, she has a sort of protection with her, and Enoch is holding the Staff of the Prophets, and says, is it smart for two seal bearers to leave? And you see Enoch kind of smiles and just says, but we have to have faith that this will work. As that happens, a third figure appears when Enoch calls them. Swirling out of the Ethereum, magic in space and time, and I will try to do my best to, like last time, a man appears next to Enoch, teleporting out of magic's... Whoa! Did a couple of laps around the moon! Everything's wild! Got a lot of chronomantic lunar energy! I am juiced! I'm ready to go! And you see Enoch goes, Ivor, my friend, I'm glad you're helping us with this.
I'm sorry.
I know, this is why none of us could tell you.
We all screamed last session when we heard this and just
my God.
And like, no one say anything.
we were dying.
I am so
Now you're caught up.
Okay.
Indeed, a man named Ivor appearing.
Also, if we mess up and call him Merlin, August is gonna make that a plot point of where he gets the name from. So,
Hey,
like, I
if
love that.
Eleanor can go, hey, have you heard of the Round Table? I can totally do this.
Yeah.
You see, as Ivor appears, brimming with cosmic energies and sparks, he's just like, whoo, feeling good, gang, feeling good. As he's starting to, like, juggle, his mystic eye, part of what a spell, what we know as see invisibility, he spots you guys, gives some of this true sight see invisibility to the party as these three figures turn. This three-person venturing party, a wizard, a cleric, and a fighter, right? Turn around, sees a party from the future. You see each of them, the man known as Ivor has a wild look in his eye and is already, you see, like, plots and plans and ideas forming. Who knows what he might say. Mara looks miffed. Again, well, as of last time, as Adora, Mara's trying to become She-Ra and quickly realizing She-Ra is now She-Ra, so technically the spirit of She-Ra can't be in two places at once. That's not fair, and I'm not happy about it. But Enoch, you see, has a bit of a twinkle in his eye, a soft smile as he is processing. Gingy, on a nat 20 from last time with the perception check, Gingy notices something is approaching this cliffside fast. With the Enochian amulets, you know it cannot be something celestial or demonic. But I will let you know we will have one round to prepare thanks to that nat 20, where I will ask, we are going to roll initiative, but we will have a full round to prepare.
That was almost a nat 20. It's fine.
Here we go.
That's an insanely high roll for me. Okay.
Good.
Okay, so let's see. We've got Ivor, the wizard. Yeah, let's start grabbing your stuff, because I just realized I'm rolling for a couple different people right now. Mara has... Wow, Mara's not as many hit points as I thought she'd have. Oh, she's got a high AC. That's right. And Enoch... Here we go again. Did anyone get who got 20s and higher?
Oh no.
All right. You hate to see it. Did anyone get 15s and higher? Yes.
17.
17 for Valka.
Good.
And that's on the dex. I had 0 to dex.
Did anyone get 10s and higher?
Yay!
13.
13 from Dax. Minareth?
12.
11.
11 from Gingy. Adora, I will actually point out, you rolled initiative for Adora. Please roll for She-Ra's initiative. You do have a different initiative there. Come back to you. Agreed. Did you hear that, El? Yeah. Oh, sorry, you're just muted. You're good. I just wanted to make sure I wasn't, like, leaving you in the dust of, like, oh no, what's happening? There we go. So here we go, gang. I'm going to roll quickly some initiatives for Mara, Enoch, and Ivor.
What was that?
Well...
What?
Dice are rolling. That's crazy. I rolled 8s around.
Are you serious?
for totals of 10. Okay, She-Ra with an 11. So She-Ra and Gingy, you will share initiative here. So here we go. We need to check out. Mara got a 10, Enoch got an 8, Ivor got a 10.
Wow.
That's I mean, it's average.
That is painfully
That's
average.
painfully average. And then I'm going to roll for. That's a 20. That's that creature has advantage based on what it is, so 16. And that creature just naturally got a higher roll than most of the party. Here we go. And Stoic, of course, with his advantage.
Yeah, barbarians.
All right. That's a 14.
It's not bad.
Not bad. We will go through, and indeed, we will have a round to prepare. I'm going to send the initiative to our campaign.
Thank you. I love that.
Yep, trying to make sure we always have that. So we've got the initiative going on. First up in this pre-initiative, again, Gingy with a nat 20 has called out, we know something's coming, and from the reactions, I would say, of your NPCs here, these 3 adventurers here, you would know that they don't seem surprised by the realization something's coming. Right? They see, like, you guys are what's odd when they heard, oh no, something's on the way. Not like, oh yeah, it's our friend, but each of them, all 3 are like, yeah, this sounds like something we should know. Because you guys may have a chance, if you want, instead of doing like normal D&D actions, to talk to them. Valka, you're up first. What do you want to do for your preparation?
I've got like 3 good prep things, but they're all bonus actions. So I can definitely do one of them. Would I be allowed to do another as like an action, or technically no, because that's...
Fortunately not.
Okay. I think then I will... I'm going to do a bonus action Celestial Revelation, just because I would like to have wings, probably, for whatever's about to happen.
So, Valka bamps
So
out
boss.
in light.
I need that now.
That's
So,
so boss.
that kind of fun bluish white light jumps out. You have an action if you want to talk to any of the 3 of them. Like, normally talking's that free action. In this case, you could use an action to, like, have a conversation, right? Because this initial round is not like a true 6-second.
Yeah.
This is the something's about to happen. What are we doing?
Yeah, in fact, especially because we've covered we're all, both parties are looking at each other, all seeing the amulets, I might kind of take that tack of like, so if it's not heaven or hell, what's after you guys?
You see, I should also point out it's like 7 in the morning, so it's a little bit, it's not like bright out. You say it's not heaven or hell. I'll roll to see who answers you, because each of them have something to say, and if you're not gonna like choose one, I'll leave it up to
I think my
fate.
action is like...
That's a nat
what
20.
you know.
You see Enoch. I've never seen Valkyries without their sisterhood, but I don't think you're here on a business trip.
I think he sees my face fall for a second when he mentions my sisters, because that is still kind of a raw wound of like, I don't
And he'd
have
notice it,
them,
yeah, he's got a good insight.
But, it's a long story. I gave up my grace, and in a way, Adora did some magic shittery to give it back, but I'm different now.
He picks on, you say Adora, and notices where you're looking, so he's like looking at the She-Ra and just, so you truly are from the future. As that form should be on my friend. And you see he looks at Mara, who, again, Mara is looking so just disgruntled. Like, every so often she keeps, like, clenching her hand on the sword of protection that she holds of, like, why can't I do...
Valka's gonna say, sorry, that's the only way we're able to be here and connect with you. It's through the residual memories that
I assume
are unlocked
so.
through this form.
So you know what is to happen here.
Not at all. You've been lost to history.
You see Ivor goes, "That's cool as shit!"
It's not. You kind of need to know what you know.
As Ivor is just more that, like, intellectual mind of, like, whoa, lost to history. And Enoch is sitting here, well, and again, kind of like last time how I described, Enoch looses off the burlap and is in that full Doctor Strange, like, twin tunic, twirls the staff of the prophets, almost like a monk would, right? As he kind of just, like, enters a battle stance. Then, let us prepare against the tide of what approaches, and we shall have a conversation after.
But what's approaching?
You see, he go. Unfortunately, that will have to be his turn. Even if they know.
He answered none of the questions that I asked him.
He was too busy geeking out.
Enoch's super excited.
But that's fun. But I still have so many questions. Like, he's got the staff of the prophets, and so if they're leaving the plane, how did it get back in the timeline for Moses to have one? Right? Like.
Also, is he wearing the cloak of like?
I will let you know, this is kind of fun. Having talked to Enoch, you know he is holding the staff of the prophets. On his neck is the Enochian amulet, and he is wearing what we would know as the robe of the Archmagi in a twin cross. But the robe of the Archmagi, specifically fashioned in a battle sense. Like, this dude, I will let you know, has some fun feats like Warcaster.
Nice.
He is a cleric who has Warcaster. They like, this dude is, I am a prophet, but I can kick your butt to save people. Right?
You'll love to see it.
You'll love to see it. I will let you know, they're all level 10 adventurers. They're actually not that high above you guys. They're pretty fresh, one would say. It's strange.
Right?
This is an Ivor
As opposed
before
to a
he
true
actually got
being.
old, right? Like, this is a Ivor who, this dude looks like in his 50s, 60s, like
is
that
this, like,
level of old.
before he transcended all?
Well, we'll get to there.
Yes, before.
Stoic takes his turn. You see Stoic, boom, 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 erupts into a rage, twirls his battle axe. He's like, right, whatever's coming, we're gonna kill him! As he just, like, whips out his axe, sharpens it quick, takes that turn. Dax, that is your turn. Anything you want to prep, or again, using actions or turns to talk to any of these three characters here.
Okay, so quickly, I'm going to take shelter by one of the rocks and use my action to turn invisible. So I'm going to use my feature, my one with shadows,
Yeah.
to turn invisible.
So Dax, in this soft morning light, making use of the shadows cast by the rocks and cliffs and trees, you just take that 5-step backward, whoom, and disappear softly, becoming invisible. I'm gonna like make you opaque here. I'll make you a little more opaque. Come on, 25. So, like, Dax is this invisible creature right now that you guys just get the sense that, super smart stuff, though, like, in that very battle sense of, like, let's prep a lot using the spells we gotta prep now. Solid.
That's seeing that everybody else is kind of prepping for combat, that's probably what I would do so I can get an idea of what the scene looks like once things start showing up.
Yes. Excellent stuff, Dax. So you have hidden yourself, which is really smart. Minareth, that'll be you with Gingy on deck for your prep. Minareth, how are you prepping right now? Anything you want to cast, do, say?
So, I'm glad that it seems that everyone knows we're allies. I have 2 questions. Valka asked what is coming. I want to know. And should we spread out?
You see, because here's the thing. Enoch will again answer this because he's the one best suited. You see this man kind of... Well, I believe that there are many powerful creatures of Dremor that don't love the idea of losing out on an opportunity for a free ride. There's a lot... I assume you know that we live in a very unstable world. But if we can succeed, we might pave the way for future creatures, but I don't think whomever is approaching is doing so to ask a polite seat on the plane, so to speak. I will let you know.
He's not good at answering questions.
Oh, right. No, this might be referring to, they've got the plans for, like, Noah's Ark, which we're pretty sure is a spaceship.
Oh, that's so cool.
We think the Ark is a spaceship.
They mentioned that last time, something about the blueprints for
but
it.
maybe high, powerful creatures are approaching that
Want to just yoink it for themselves.
Yeah.
just take it for
Like-
themselves.
So should we spread out?
You see Enoch just goes, It is highly encouraged. As again, it's yet to be their turn. I mean, when they prep, they're probably going to do something fun.
I am going to use my 30 feet of movement to come over on the other side of that rock.
Like, there we go. The other side, to the left or right?
To the right, that way.
So, 30 feet, yeah, getting around this other side. So this one, again, to give you the idea, it is about 100-foot drop to the crashing waters of the cliffs below. Each of the rocks are about like 10 feet tall, enough that like you could though scramble up them also if you so chose.
Gingy, did you want to be with me behind the rock, or do you want to be underneath Shira's armor?
Let me see. I have to find everybody.
Yes. So here's you, Gingy. Minarith is heading to the rocks. Adora has yet to start moving. Valka is just more. Valka and Stoic are positioning here. It's that like Minarith's offering, if you want, like just for movement wise, she could pick you up and take you over to the right here.
I'll stay in Shira's armor.
Sounds good.
Gotcha. So right now we've got Gingy. I'm gonna help. I'm just gonna actually link you into Shira real quick. So let's group these two together so that way, anytime I move them. Also, because it's hard to tell, there is a Bart currently on Dax's mini. It's very hard to see now, especially invisible. But like, there is, so you know, Dax, if you want to send Bart to do stuff during the battle, you've got him.
Also, Bart.
Okay.
Bart got a bit of sentience.
I don't think the rest of us understand him, but they're like carrying on conversations. It's hilarious.
So,
Awesome.
Minarith, solid stuff. So taking more of the action of like moving and like talking, like, hey, let's get some information. Gingy, you are in Adora's armor. Is there anything you want to prep before the battle?
And summon Mongo.
Yeah, Mongo. So we've got our big old Guardian coming out. Guardian of Faith is so cool. Here we go. This is why I had Mongo hidden. Here we go. So, where do you want to place Mongo? Oh, no, he's small.
What's his range?
He's got a range of 10 feet around him. So he actually has, like, to show you with a bit of a measuring tool, like, he's got a really solid, like, circle. So, like, that's kind of like his range.
Okay. And where are the enemies coming from?
Gingy, you would know there is presences coming from here, here, and one you would suspect coming out of the waters. So about 3 different points of incursion here.
Okay. I think we'll put Mongo, like, kind of on the other side of Swiftwind.
Yeah.
Kind of, like, prepping to meet those first 2 that are on us.
So you can get, Mongo can easily just, like, down here, because then Mongo has a really nice, I'm going to, like, just always have that circle up so I remember. That's Mongo's range right now.
Okay.
Crazy, but that's a Spirit Guardian. You'll love to see it. So Gingy, you've got that solid, just like, okay, here we go. Mongo, boom, 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 explodes into life. And someone's gonna do something similar. As Gingy, you're in Adora's armor. That makes Adora with She-Ra, or I guess I'll call you She-Ra for this battle. She-Ra, what do you want to prep? Either actions or talking to any of these people or other stuff. Oh, you're muted right now. Sorry.
So here's the deal. I don't really have to prep anything as Shira. I kind of just am. So what I want to do is, as you know, in Shira form, Adora is trying to talk down Mara to be like, so, today, strike the option. The way we're here is because I'm in the Shira form, okay? I know it's yours right now. Get it back. Do you want the extra help or not? Like, Adora's literally saying, like, I get the frustration, homie. I am there.
I am the
but
frustration.
You want extra muscle.
You see,
if I drop out of She-Ra form, you lose like 60% of health.
oh yeah, suddenly we all leave. You see, Mara looks at you, and you know, like, kind of like you, Adora, neither of you are dumb. Like, you are both very competent soldiers. You see, Mara gives that look, and does that, like, flourish with the blade, and it's just like, try to keep up. And you see, she's prepping on her turn. She's down to just like, fine, you can keep the She-Ra form. She'll kick ass like this.
Fair enough.
Adora definitely has, like, an admiration for her right now. Just like, man, she's cool.
That's so cool, yeah.
She's actually seen Mara before in on-ramp on
Yeah.
different ships in ruins on Etheria.
Exactly. Like, you've seen the recordings. It's so odd to now be like, oh, you
Interacting with her.
yeah, this is true interaction. Like, you see me and I see you. So is there anywhere you want to move then, Adora, or is it just that, like, yeah, now that we've confirmed this, is that like, okay, we're ready?
I'll get on Swiftwind.
Okay. So let's
And
yeah. Here we go.
Yeah.
Linking up Adora, Gingy, and Swiftwind are now a unit, so to speak. Oh, because Swiftwind, I knew I forgot someone in initiative. He acts with you, She-Ra. It's not like he would do anything different, but here we go, gang. So, the party... Now, here's what's hilarious. Our NPCs all act at the end.
I do kind of love how it groups together.
It did group. I will kid you not. The bad things happen basically first, then the party, then the NPCs. It's kind of fun to see that shake down.
That never happens.
I know, right? It's so really perfect. Well, there's one thing that does happen after Dax. Like, there is something that will be occurring. So it's not like perfect, but you see She-Ra, as you are talking with Mara, Ivor will take his turn to prepare. You see Ivor looks at you, She-Ra, and just like, listen, are you cool?
yeah.
No, and you see, he will take his full move, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, get up into your face, grab you by the sides of your head, pull you some, are you cool?
Do I need to make, like, a charisma check or anything?
It's more, how would you respond?
It's Adora. Sorry, yeah, I'm cool.
Right.
We're cool, right?
Because usually this combo move is with Mara, so haste, boom, and he's going to get haste on you.
You haste the paladin.
It's,
Frick.
I mean, the spirit of She-Ra with haste is disgusting. So you see, Ivor's like, this is the smart play. I just got to know if you're cool or not. So go ahead, mark that. You have haste on you now, She-Ra.
Disgusting.
I'm so excited that we get to
It's disgusting. He is casting haste on you, and you see he's going to bonus action Misty Step. He's like, all right, now prepare! As he appears out of the theater, he jumps to this rock outcropping up here, to give himself a bit of a vantage point, you know, just like a wizard kind of be. Actually, no. He is going to go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. More to this other side, like kind of where Mongo is. That's a little more central for him right now. Mara is going to take her turn. You see, just to show, she's actually going to ready an action. She is going to slip the sword of protection across her arm like one would do with like a rifle. As though she may not have the She-Ra form, she is prepping some high-level power surge range attacks like one would with a bow or a gun. This like, so she is like readying this like cool fighter stance to shoot something coming out of the water area.
That's so cool.
It's
Is that kind of like the thing that my brain is thinking is like Breath of the Wild when you had full hearts, you could like range stuff with the Master Sword.
It's quite literally what the sword of protection.
That's so
It's something
cool.
we've yet to get. Again, Adora just unlocked
Yeah,
it.
she just
Mara has
unlocked
been fighting with the sword for a while, and so she's like, hell yeah, we're about to fight. Let me get some range stuff to just, like, second something's in range,
This is like
shoot it.
Adora and my like test run of like our new stuff we can now
Yeah.
do.
Yeah, Adora is full attention, like taking notes, like that's like we can do that.
We can do that? Wait, that looks cool. I want to do that. You will
Like I mean,
notice-
like y'all are getting paid.
Y'all are getting paid. As we're prepping some spells, Enoch turns, and this is where all comes to this. You see, Enoch turns. Just there's much we can tell you, but we should survive first of all. Enoch completely takes half his movement to get on his knees, puts the Staff of the Prophets down, and he is going to cast Divine Intervention and try to pray to cast Divine Intervention to do something cool. As he's a level 10 cleric, he's going to try to call upon the power of Zephim. This is in the Box of Doom.
Oh, I'm so concerned though, because I'm flashing back to Kingston Brown rolling like 27 times to get it.
It's a percentile roll, and if I don't roll well, nothing happens.
Yeah. I
So
don't want to- there's no way to influence
it's
percentile rolls, which is
it's
super-
that, like, if I can prep a Divine Intervention, this could really help the fight. If not, we'll see what happens.
Did we get
My
two
gosh. My gosh.
What did you roll?
You have to know the range on a Divine Intervention is equal to your clerical level.
Right.
Now, it depends on the DM. I always go higher, because in my mind, it keeps your mind in that, like, you want to roll high.
You want to roll
So,
high.
being a level 10 cleric and only a level 10, Enoch had to get a 90 or higher.
Was it-
You guys can show, I have yet to touch that box of doom. That is an exact 90 percentile.
Oh my gosh! That is incredible.
An
you love to see
exact 90 percentile.
It was meant to happen.
It was
right?
meant to happen. Enoch is doing a divine intervention. You see in this prayer, he, on his knees, lets go of his weapon. Like, that's actually,
So-
in D&D terms, that's so bad, because it's
Yeah.
going to take his next turn as an action to pick himself back up, basically. It was a ride or die level of prayer. As you see, he goes,
A Hail Mary, but not Mary.
Yeah.
Zephim, as your prophet on Dremor, I call upon your power. Seal away the deities approaching us. Bind them into form and let us fight them and destroy them by our powers. As I am taking
We're
away...
fighting gods.
I am taking away the aspect stat blocks.
Thank
as
you.
He is sealing away the aspects and
God.
only their things they're bringing with them.
Oh my
Um,
god.
As it would
That's
have been a
huge
fight with
for us.
a couple deity aspect level stuff. So, appearing then at the end of the order, 3 different beings. You see one appears boom, 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 on the rock, the aspect of Ra, a being of insane eagle hawkish face, giant tower, boom boom, appears as if out of a flaming column. Off to the left, a swarm of crows coalesce,
Here again.
and you see Odin. The aspect of Odin appears. You see a crow on either shoulder, eye missing. Very much also, keep in mind, Adora as She-Ra, her eye is missing as well. So it's that, like, odd, like, Odin and She-Ra are kind of like
The
twinsies.
same way too.
At the same pool,
That's
out of the
crazy.
waters, erupting in a spout, geyser-like out of the yells, a god that some of you would not have noticed except for some of the earlier stuff, holding a intricate staff, beautiful headdress, and globe of almost light, Viracocha, the head god and creator of the pantheon of the Incans, and to which Minarith and Dax, this is Inti's boss, basically. You would actually assume whatever little ball of light he's holding is basically Inti in a form in that way. But
Interesting. These are all pantheons that technically like players all have ties to.
yeah, right?
Like not as much Egypt, but that we've like parties have been there and dealt with stuff there and like
Ra,
caused stuff there.
Odin, and Viracocha appear, and I have removed their stat blocks from the encounter.
That
as
is incredible.
Enoch, calling upon a higher god's primordial power with the insanest stuff, is sealing away these aspects. Not, of course, the things that they are bringing. As Ra appears, you see... I will also point out, Ra, Odin, and Viracocha are all about to start talking at the exact same time, as each of them think that they are in charge, and each of them are heads of their own respective pantheons.
Yeah.
Each are basically... The one you would hear the closest, though, is Ra. Ra basically booms, Enoch, prophet of Zephum, you will relinquish the plans of the Ark to me, that I may deem worthy mortals leaving our reality, as he summons a giant gynosphinx, a lion's head and body with wing, an Egyptian sphinx, well and truly. You see Odin, boom, slams his spear, erupting with ghostly greenish light. A giant wolf of Fenrir erupts out of the earth, swirling through the water at Viracocha's feet. A massive water boa appears. For those curious, and if you know their mythology, this is what we call Amarum. Amarum, the Incans and other people believe Amarum are spirits of sorcerers that have been corrupted to become snake-like creatures. Basically, they've brought their biggest... these are both martial and spellcaster level beasts with them. But hey, don't have to fight the aspects, gang. Cool. Wow, I'm really surprised that worked, because that was going to be a huge portion of the fight. As you all see these creatures appear, Dax very cleverly being hidden, that's probably going to help you a lot in these first couple rounds. You see, all of you would notice Enoch, Mara, and Ivor. It's that yes, we didn't know who, but we knew this was coming. It's that we knew we were going to have guests. And so you see, these three, they were ready to friggin' fight gods. They were yeah, this is what we're doing right now. And
I admired their gumption as level 10 characters, just be alright, come at me.
At level 10, we got this.
That's awesome.
Meaning, as we start top of the order, Valka, you are on deck. The Gynosphinx will act first.
Ah, crap.
Doesn't have a lot, but will leap forward. Oh, yes, because it has some fun abilities. The Sphinx is going to immediately turn to attack Mongo. Basically just hey, this is one of the biggest creatures near me that it can get just by flying over. Goes 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Immediately enters Mongo's range, has to make a Spirit Guardian save. Or Guardian of Faith save, excuse me, that's a different one.
Does it also have to roll for my frightful presence?
It will. I'm doing them in order left to right.
That makes sense.
Dexterity save, the Sphinx got a 17. Gingy, I believe your DC is still 15.
Let me check quick. She's washing the brush quick.
Yeah, no worries.
15.
Okay, so the Sphinx still takes 10 points of radiant damage. As the Gynosphinx is going to attack with 2 claw attacks. That's a 19 and 24 to hit. Slashing in again. The Mongo doesn't disappear until it's taken a lot of damage. It's almost that Mongo's about to soak up some damage. Mongo takes a bit of damage, looks great. Sphinx is going to make a wisdom save against Frightful Presence from Valka. 18 on the die for a total of 22.
Easy pass.
Sphinx, even though this isn't the talking kind of Sphinx, you see it's still pretty wise. Valka, that is your turn. With Stoic and Dax on deck.
How far away, as the Valkyrie flies, am I from the serpent?
From the serpent, we'll just kind of do a circle on you, showing you your range. 60 feet to the serpent, or 65 feet to the serpent, 40 feet to the Sphinx, and 105 feet to Fenrir. Because you don't have to fight the aspects at all. They can't do crap right now.
So it's just the creatures.
It's the creature. And I will let you know, you think if the creatures are gone, they're going to lose that fun. Like, the only reason Enoch wasn't able to permanently bamf them is technically Divine Intervention does have a limit. So it's like, cool, I can lock out the aspects, but they can still bind themselves to their chosen, like, mythological beast, if that makes sense.
So, like, these are the anchors that are keeping them here. Okay. I had a cool thought for the serpent, but I can't get close enough in one turn to do it, so it might be more effective for me to fly up and get to the Sphinx. The problem is I have 35 feet of flying movement, and so I might not be able to get close enough to melee attack it.
35 feet actually gets you perfectly within melee range.
Excellent. I'm going to bonus action Crimson Right.
Okay.
So I'm going to give myself 5 points of damage really quickly. Sorry, let me just mark that down so I don't forget. And then I'm going to attack it twice with Dragon Fang. Oh, I'm doing Rite of the Storm for the lightning damage.
Yeah.
Okay. Dragon Fang's plus 10 right now, right?
Correct.
So that's a 21 and a 23 for both of my attacks.
Both of those hit.
Excellent. And my Celestial Revelation is up 2, so I'm doing 4 points of extra damage.
Solid.
Which I'll just remember to do that into the math so I can tell you one total.
Thank you very much.
I get to reroll that one. Excellent. Okay, give me 2 seconds. I gotta keep track of what modifiers I'm adding. What's 16 plus 16? 32?
32.
Okay, and then I'm gonna roll 3 more dice.
I'm also rolling Mara's held action hits the snake.
48 points of damage.
Oh.
48 points of damage
Also, you
is
have a sword in your hand?
insane.
Oh, that's just a little hair stick.
It looks like a mini sword.
I will let you know. Wow, that's crazy.
Nice job on the day.
Thank
You
you.
have just dealt 46. The Sphinx is looking horrifyingly hurt. As Mara's held action, I forgot to. The Amarin deals just 21 points. Amarin's not looking terribly here. You watch, the Sphinx is now looking almost bloodied. With just, from you and Mongo, just boom, boom, like these huge, I mean, bamfing in the Crimson Right, bamfing all these things, it's some good, solid prep.
If I can add some flavor to this turn, I think
Yeah.
as I'm flying past the Adora gang up on Swiftwind, I'm gonna, like, yell at them, I hope you know I'm not fighting Odin! And just, like, go for the Sphinx. Of that, like, for, like, they've got to know how weird it is. So it's like, I'm not dealing with anything from the Norse pantheon.
Not touching that. Not touching that. You see, as that happens, Giant Sphinxes do have legendary actions.
Of course they do.
This one's going to cast a spell. You see the Sphinx look, and its eyes burn radiant light. I need you to make me a charisma saving throw or be banished.
Oh,
shoot.
Yeah.
Do I have advantage because of the dragon thing?
Dragon Fang, I believe so.
Like, let me...
I'll double check if you want to roll it with advantage for now, and if not, we'll just
Against
reroll.
spells and magical effects within 10 feet.
Yep, so... Oh yeah, because you got into melee range. Smart. So you have advantage on this.
Neither of those are going to be great.
Oh no.
14, that's probably not going to do it.
14 is not a success. It's DC 16.
Frick.
The Sphinx looks... Valka, you are banished. I will let you know, thankfully Valka is not being banished back home.
That's good.
More of, Valka,
Right, that would be really
you
good.
are back in Valhalla suddenly.
Oh.
In a safe demi-plane that, in the flavoring of like, yeah, nothing bad's gonna happen here. In fact, you are like, oh, I might be here. But you won't have enough time to that. As Valka, you disappear from the battlefield, unfortunately. At the end of that legendary, Fenrir...
I just got dark augmentation, but that's only to the physical ability saves, which I hate. I could try to not be banished.
Do you allow... actually, I will have to say we would have had to use it
Okay.
before we
That's
declared the result. I think it just kind of has already happened.
You're fine. I just forgot that I had it.
The Sphinx is going to have to concentrate on the banishment, so
Okay.
it's
It
actually
just gotta hit it
on its turn. It's probably going to move out of the Mongo's
Smart.
range to not accidentally get that damage. Fenrir is going. Dax, you're on deck with Stoic with you there. Fenrir, here's what's grody. This dude is going to move ethereally. It's technically a burrow speed is what he can do.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
You're kidding.
That's still within the 120 feet.
That's stupid.
Fenrir is going to have to dash bonus action, but immediately pops out having... You see, he's running through the ground and everything. His bones are not corporeal. This is this odd, hellish hound of hell.
Oh my gosh.
Runs up, leaps at Stoic, and will be able to make... so burrow, blah, blah, blah.
That's fair. He was kind of the only one on the side.
Trampling charge will be able to come out as he can make a bite and slam attack. Here comes the bite. 16 does not... Oh, no, it hits Stoic. Exactly, no!
This only has a 16 AC?
Yeah.
Is my AC higher than Stoic's? That feels wrong.
He actually doesn't have a crazy AC.
Yeah, because he just soaks up damage.
Yeah.
That is very true.
So, bite's going off. Here comes slam. If the slam attack is successful, Stoic has to make a save. Slam attack misses on a 15. Oh, that's so helpful. So, Stoic will take damage. He is grappled thanks to the bite, unfortunately. And so this is piercing and poison. Thankfully, he's not grappled, because if he gets grappled again, he will be swallowed. Fenrir will eat him whole.
Not good.
And, of course...
I get why that's the mechanic, I just hate it.
I know, right?
Mythologically, I understand, but I don't
Stoic,
like it.
Stoic takes 19 points of damage, starting to look a little hurt, but Barbarians, he can soak it up.
If he gets eaten, can he, punch his way out?
Was he able to...
I'm gonna play this. Fenrir is... Oh, he was. That's why it was half.
Okay, good.
He can't have poison, unfortunately. Stoic, one of Stoic's arms is in Fenrir, full, just getting whipped around. As Stoic's not fucking likely, as he is, twirling the axe, getting ready. As Dax, that is your turn with Stoic right after. Or, well, you're technically acting together.
Let's see, I was going to do something, I've decided against it. Quick clarifying question.
Yes.
So, Mirror Image is a second level spell. As a Warlock, I only have the third level spells. Would you allow an extra duplicate for upcasting from second to third level? Or...
Hey, it's odd that you bring this up, because Ivor's about to do the exact same thing, but at
serious?
5th level too.
I'm so
not even
excited.
joking.
I am
Yes,
so
you may.
excited.
How it works is, yes, you will have a 4th duplicate, which, it just adds in, it's basically 6, 8, 11, and then, then 14, right? It's, yeah.
Okay. Cool. That's what I'm going to do then. I'm going to Mirror Image quick.
So, Dax... and I should say, your duplicate, so casting spell does drop the invisibility.
Yeah.
But now we've got, these groupings of Daxes that you can see, each with their little Bart. Dax, you see, Bart is yes, kill, we get, we eat, we live, as Bart is, super excited to have, a little colony swarm of himself. So, Dax, Mirror Image goes off. You have, movement or any other stuff you want to try right now?
I think what Dax would want to do, he doesn't want Stoics to get swallowed. And so if I have individual control of where each of these duplicates are, I think I would kind of surround Fenrir's line of sight and just kind of make him feel surrounded.
I like it. It's almost it's statistically it's almost offering advantage of just that obscuring the vision, giving Stoic a chance with this kind of combined initiative, because Stoic's about to get a chance to break the grapple here, which he's gotta. Barbarians can handle a lot, but if he gets swallowed, that's gonna be rough.
That's rough, buddy.
That's rough. Solid stuff decks. So all of these decks, like, each, like, acrobatically flipping and moving and twisting ethereally to make this, like, wall of decks. Stoic, damn, easy beats the DC. Breaks with an action, the grapple. Boom! Thankfully, he is going to be able to frenzy attack, so bonus action, slam into Fenrir. I think he'd say, he's like, I don't feel good about this, as he attacks this, like, beast of holy significance to his people. Thanks to Dax, and since he didn't need the help action to break the grapple, he'll take the advantage from Dax now, so he doesn't have to reckless attack. Here we go. That is a 22. Technically, 22's higher. Stoic deals a grand total of 19 points of damage into Fenrir, who's not looking great. Thankfully, that was a magical attack. Thanks to his axe. Fenrir's starting to look a tiny bit hurt, gang. Stoic and Dax taking that solid combo move. That will make the Amarum, the snake. The Amarum has some pretty grody stuff. But we'll see.
Do you think they all have legendary actions?
Fun fact, only the Sphinx does.
Oh, interesting.
Fenrir does not have legend. Again, the legendaries were gonna come from the aspects.
Yeah.
The aspects were gonna have like a
'cause that would-
huge.
then 2 meet if all
The
everything on
equivalency
that
of
part.
9 other turns just for the enemies here. And now they can't. The Amarum is going to cast. Part of its ability is it actually can do stuff from here. Its range is a bit extended. So, let's take a look at a cone on the map. Because I think he can... Yeah. Oh, let me, show. The cone going out normally has a 60 range. Part of what Amarins can do is... think of the idea of extended spell sorcerer-wise. Amarins, their spell work stretches. So instead of 60, it's actually another 90. Most of their spells is like a time and a half. So 90... let's see, because... isn't going to hit the Sphinx. Technically, they're quote-unquote on the same side. Ivor's going to have to try to counterspell this. Ivor. My guy.
I'm gonna give him a sorcery point.
Insane.
An augur point.
Nice.
I kid you not, I rolled a 3 on the die for a 14. A 14 does not hit, unfortunately, the Amarins, because Cone of Cold's 5th level spell.
Cone of Cold.
Cone of Cold.
Gosh.
Yes, the Amarin, water is freezing as just ice shards are about to form. You give a augur point to Ivor, who just kind of, whoa! That's cool! As making a really bad pun. That's a 14, 25.
Oh, thank goodness.
The Amarin gets a chance to counterspell it back, as this is just a snake that was once a sorcerer. The Amarin, I will let you know, it's not as handy with spell work.
It doesn't have hands.
That's only an 18. Cone of Cold, boom, is immediately counterspelled thanks to Ivor. Does take his reaction, but that is super helpful not to get a massive amount of damage there. The Amarin is going to start working its way 5,
So not the Sphinx. Do you think Fenrir?
10.
I got
It does have a climbing speed, so 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40.
It is way too mobile.
Within 30 feet of it.
You're gonna ask that you not think it's metagaming.
I need to check something about it, so within 30 feet of it.
Disgusting.
I will let you know its scales are doing something a little bit bad.
I hate that. Just the vagueness of that statement makes it worse. Right?
Amarins, they're fun mythologically speaking, but you see its scales are refracting iridescent cascades that are hypnotic to gaze upon.
Oh,
And as it's moving, taking its movement to finish here, Dax, She-Ra, Ivor, Enoch, Mara, technically not Gingy, since Gingy's in the suit, and you are banished. Valka and Stoic is just outside. There will be a save as it enters here on your turns.
It's good that I'm banished.
It's good that you're banished. Minareth, that is your turn. You don't have to make the saves, though.
How can I roll an insight check on how wise I think Fenrir is?
Sure. I'd allow it. Just
not as wise as the Sphinx.
not as wise as the Sphinx, baby.
Okay, that's a 17.
I actually think it's pretty wise. This beast is a child of a god, basically.
That's
There's a reason Odin brought Fenrir, if that makes sense. Like, each of these beasts were specifically picked by their god because they're not slouches. Maybe they have some weaknesses, so, like, you don't think wisdom is the one that's gonna get it.
I was thinking of doing Charm Monster, but if it
Could
has
work.
decent wisdom, then that's probably not a good idea.
What's your DC?
It's only a 16. 16.
Higher than mine.
You could try it. It's worth a shot.
Because if it works, that could be really good. Okay, well, am I within 30 feet of Fenrir?
Right now I believe you are.
Okay, I'll give it a shot. And I will use
Oh,
an
yeah,
augury
like,
point
you just
because
moved 5
he
feet.
would be making it at advantage because we're fighting it, but I'm gonna use an augury point to make it
Make
flat.
it flat.
That's
Solid. What's nice is Fenrir is not in any way doesn't get and it would cancel out anyway. He doesn't get like any other
Oh, so I don't need
advantages.
to use?
No, you do. I'm just saying, like,
okay.
thankfully, it's not like you're also working against like magic resistance.
Oh, right, yeah.
Fenrir will make a wisdom saving throw against Charm Monster. Oh, this is a big one. DC 15?
16.
16. You want an 8, he succeeds on an 8.
So a 7 or lower.
7 or lower.
Oh, come on.
It's a 15.
Dang it. Okay.
I am checking. Hey, you see Ivor off in the corner, like, a good deed for a good deed, and gives you a luck point to try again.
Nice.
Okay. Try it that again.
Roll.
He is going to try it
let's
again.
try it again.
Yeah, Ivor's got luck. He's
awesome.
lucky.
I see it. I do see it.
That's a nat 1.
Hell yeah!
That is a
Excellent.
it's a natural 7, so it's barely a success.
gosh.
It's barely a success. Ivor goes, not today. Gives the luck of just like, hey, reroll. So,
I'm so happy.
Thank you for not letting my husband get eaten by
Okay.
a giant wolf.
yeah, right.
It is now friendly to me and all of my allies unless we attack it. So
Fenrir's eyes glowing green
Nobody does better.
suddenly start glowing silvery pools of light as this pupper is now your friend.
I am going to just pat my Fenrir. Guess what? It's time to go get the kitty.
As Fenrir rips around, as Minareth is now like, attack the cat! You see the Sphinx gives that like weird like cat like meow of like, hey, wait a second.
And you in the same
This
thing.
is so fun.
What an insane
My grandma
that
will turn.
that was a really low chance of succeeding. It's cool to see it work. Fenrir, so it's not perfect because Charm Monster it might break out depending on if certain attacks or things happen,
Right.
but that's really helpful.
At least for now, Stoic is safe.
Dang, and the giant Sphinx, it took all its legendaries to make that banishment. It doesn't get like free spell legendaries. It costs
It's a, like,
3
a
actions.
System of,
Sphinx legendaries are usually in that like trade-off system of they cost stuff.
That makes
Minareth, excellent turn. That makes it's Gingy and She-Ra's turn. Gingy, that is your turn, Gingy. What would you like to do?
Cast aid on Stoic.
Oh,
Did you cast?
haste.
So She-Ra and
Wait.
Stoic the Master.
Oh wait, did you
both
say
hasted?
haste or aid?
Aid.
Okay,
Oh, okay.
still super solid of a spell.
I was really excited. I'm like, have we not
Yes.
used haste
Still
before
very-
now?
Because aid, you can choose up to 3 creatures. You can pick Stoic. You get 2 more.
So, and then I think Shira, and then can I send the other 5 to Stoic since he's being bombarded, or can I not double up?
Unfortunately, you can't double up. Spell effects can't double in D&D 5e.
Okay.
Because otherwise, 2 people
Then I'll put the other kind, but just on Swiftwind.
Smart. It's like She-Ra, Swiftwind, and Stoic. Elle, go ahead and mark down She-Ra. It's got another 5 hit points, which is super helpful for you guys, because the longer She-Ra can keep this form, the better.
Yep.
Because yes, Elle, no worries. Once we get to your turn, we're going to be making your She-Ra roll to see how many rounds you can hold the form. So, Aid goes off. Stoic now has 90 max hit points. You'll love to see it.
That's awesome.
Here we go. And current hit points increase. So Stoic heals with that too. That's so helpful. Stoic's looking really good now, thanks to Gingy. So Gingy, solid spell work, just boom, 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 getting Aid off, getting ready to, you don't even have to concentrate on that. That's disgusting. Should bring us, it looks like, to She-Ra with Swiftwind. What's the play here, Elle? Yeah, as you figure out how to unmute. Yeah, I feel that.
Okay, so, because Valka was saying, she's not going to like the Boy Scouts. Could I do, like, a free insight check to see, like, which one is the biggest threat right now?
I say hit the snake, because Lonnie just sicked Fenrir on the Sphinx.
Right now,
Yes.
Minrith is concentrating on keeping Fenrir on the Sphinx. It is something to be said, though, the more damage the Sphinx can take, the sooner it might
also
break
true.
concentration to get Valka back.
Just don't hit
The
Fenrir.
snake, though, excuse me, you are the first person. Adora, I forgot to point out, as She-Ra, I do need you to make me a quick wisdom saving throw, as the scales of the Amaran, or the Amaram, have a hypnotic, magical quality. I mean, oh gosh, She-Ra, a level 20 paladin is making a save. Never mind, guys, I think you're good.
Paladin Auras, too.
Don't jinx it, please.
Unfortunately, I can't retroactively save. I realize you would have saved them with the aura.
Was I within the aura, though, or was I too far away?
You're within the aura.
Oh.
She got a 30-foot aura at level 20. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. And I guess the map is just, like, a different
16.
dimension than I expect it to be.
Okay.
A 16 is barely a failure.
What?
Oh.
She-Ra, the scales of this
Yeah,
creature,
have
as
a
it
pincer.
moves out of the water and starts slowly getting up the cliffside, your eyes in the morning light, it's like, at first, you look in that, like, unrealizing, like, is that the dawn that's, like, blinding me? As you look into the scales, you become stunned until the end of the Amaran's next turn.
That's a problem.
As it whips
Stunned is
forward.
big.
Stunned is big. The Amaran is a big nasty for this
The
fight.
good thing is she is on Swiftwind. So
You are on Swiftwind. Yeah,
can be like,
Swiftwind
no.
does have to make the save as well.
But if Swiftwind makes it. And he still has
Oh,
the
excuse
protection
me.
aura.
I will say this. I forgot to read something. Adora, as She-Ra, you can choose to avert your eyes if you would like to, because you're not surprised. I forgot. That's the Amaran. You can choose to avert your eyes, so you did succeed. It does mean, though, any hits on the Amaran have to be with disadvantage. It's like a Medusa-type creature.
I'll roll their save with advantage. This isn't the range for their... You should have, with the sword, your paladin range also, Elle, should have given you advantage on the save as well. But I will say, you did have to avert, it's averting your eyes since you're not surprised. But you're not stunned, as Swiftwind's gonna do the same thing of just avert the eyes. Yes, I'm so sorry. I knew that, I was like, how is the Emirate, like, I was getting worried, I'm like, that thing could just stun the party then, like, super fast. It's, unless you're surprised, or if there's things that it does to, like, kind of force you to look at it. So, Adora, as She-Ra, what would you like to try?
Okay, so here's my thought. The snake has become a bit more of a priority than it looked.
Yeah.
Because
You are a paladin that has 2 actions now. And your AC is buffed by 2 as well.
Which means I'm now in a 20 armor class again.
Disgusting.
I think I'm going to chop off the head of the snake. Stamina point.
Excellent. So, Shira, boom, 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 boom. As you pass Mar, who is like, she has just finished like ranged shoot attacking with the sword protection. You whip down. So here's the thing. You're stamina pointing this, but you have to avert your eyes or else that stun goes off. So go ahead and roll me your first attack at disadvantage, stamina point, to hit the Amarum.
It's going to take a second because we're dealing with the roller that takes forever.
This D&D Beyond rolling break is brought to you by D&D Beyond. Hey, keep your servers up to date. It would really help us out. Okay.
I'm not sure if the first one hits.
The first one, without disadvantage, the first one would have been a 30 to hit. You'll love to see it. But we have to see what the disadvantage will make it.
Second one is a natural 13 plus the modifier.
Plus the mod.
Which makes it 27.
The 27, as this thing doesn't have its reactions, it already counterspelled. A 27 hits.
Nice.
27
at disadvantage is epic.
27 at disadvantage. I will let you know, Shira, if not for the fact that this thing had used its reaction for that, like, trying to counterspell, you think it could have shielded to block. This thing has really tough scales and is a spellcaster. So a 27 does hit. Stamina point, though. How much damage are you doing, Adora? Let's look at that.
Initially, it's 2d6 plus 8. So that's 12 plus 8.
2d6 plus... My gosh.
That's 12 plus 8.
So 20 points of damage initially. Just maxing
Can
out.
I throw it at on that?
Yeah, what level smite?
Cool. I would like to do a smite at a 5th level.
My gosh. Alright. That's going to be another 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. My heavens. I believe another 48?
That's insane.
That's really cool.
That's insane.
Maximum of 5d8 for each d8. Another 40 points of damage for 60 points of damage into the Amarum. The Amarum takes, full 60 points of damage. Immediately looks very hurt, as that's a big swipe. That definitely... yep.
That's for my first attack.
That's your first attack of this multi-attack. Go ahead and make your second one. Again, disadvantage. Remember, you can right-click on your attack thing, and it will roll disadvantage if you right-click and ask it to.
I didn't know that. It's like, should I save my stamina points to do specific actions if I know I can bonk real good?
I mean, the stamina points right now are that, like, they're gonna help really knock through the Amarum's, like, armor class and hit points. Again, you're noticing the Amarum actually is probably the grossest creature out here right now. Because they are, it's creepy myth of, like, these dark sorcerers that become enticed and become these reptiles with magic. Like, it's kind of creepy.
So I am going to stamina point again.
Okay, so second stamina point. Oh, and you're She-Ra right now, so you have 6 stamina points. That's why. I was like, alright, that's a couple stamina. Yeah, but in your She-Ra form, you can really start knocking them out.
Does she get to keep?
It's rolling.
her 3 stamina points as Adora?
It's no, though they don't retroactively keep.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's a 19 with disadvantage.
My heavens.
But her proficiency bonus is Shira's higher, so
A
she starts with
19. Oh, excuse me. A 19 will still hit. It's got an AC of 18.
Great.
That's insane that you hit on a disadvantage.
What a great turn.
What a great
Good
turn.
job.
Hey,
Well, that's her first attack action.
Yeah!
So,
Hey, can I put another smite in there?
what level smite you want to do?
Level 4.
All right, another level 4.
All the D8s.
So that's going to be 48, 32 plus 20, 52 points of damage into the Amarum.
Mm-hmm.
The Amarum is bloodied.
Oh, okay.
I am kind of mad. Okay, I shouldn't say I'm mad. It's wild because with the aspects, I could have been helping buff this thing. I'm like, I got tricked into a counterspell war with Ivor, and this thing could have been shielding and stopping this damage. Rough.
Time to attack it again.
Time to bounce. Go for an attack.
I love that you tricked yourself.
I tricked myself.
It's
Well,
amazing.
because I never want to like metagame my enemies, so I just try to be very.
Appreciate how
All right,
you are
Adora.
not making-
Another disadvantage. This is what's crazy. Adora's doing this while closing her eyes.
And this is the first damage this thing has taken. One attack from Shira and it's already bloodied.
After one action of attack, Slice Vice, it's bloodied. Now, these next
Man, I
attacks,
love being alive.
are you stamina pointing this one before we see the roll?
Yes, I am. Yes, I am. Before it comes out, yes, I am.
Yep. Okay. I'm like, ooh, because I saw the D&D Beyond start doing that little loady.
Hey, I did the damage like twice.
Ah, that's another hit. Smite.
Yeah. But let me look at what level I want to do. You said it's bloody, right?
It is bloodied.
I want to try doing a 3rd level and see if that'll get it out.
A 3rd level,
Mm-hmm.
will be 5 4 3d8. No, excuse me. It's 2d8 for a smite, so 4d8, 5d8. Oh, excuse me. I'm going to bamf in another 8 points into it. I did my math wrong last time, because this is going to be another 52 points of stamina point. The Amarum is on death's door.
Oh my
Incorrect.
Oh, well, there goes. Good thing I got hasted. And I did before.
She's hasted. How did I forget she's hasted?
Haste. So this is the last of her 4 attacks now. She basically is a fighter with haste.
Oh my gosh.
Or a paladin with haste becomes a fighter with 4
Fighter
attacks.
With 4 attacks in the
Here we go.
plane.
At disadvantage,
Stamina point.
stamina point. Now here's the thing. Yeah, this is a stamina point. So we are now at the point of these are like She-Ra stamina points. So like when Adora drops back, you're not going to have all these stamina points back. But well worth it, my guy. Well worth
Oh
it.
my gosh, this is so cool.
This is going to be huge. I cannot stress. The Amarum's really disgusting. That Cone of Cold, we're lucky Ivor got the counter spell off.
Yeah.
Hey, you said an 18 still hits exactly?
18 meets it, beats it.
Needs a pizza.
Adora rolled
With
a
a stamp.
4 on the die to get plus 14 for an 18.
That's
Adora, you have just... I cannot stress enough that this creature was completely healthy at the beginning of this... Oh, excuse me. Wait. Are you smiting?
What does 2nd level smite do?
You have to choose. It is on Death's Door, but again, Death's Door is I usually flavor as another hit. So, what level smite do you want to do?
I'll do a level 2 smite.
Okay, a level 2 smite is 3d8, so a total of 24 plus 20 for 44 points of damage, as this creature had 39 hit points left.
Oh, you killed it!
Adora in
She
one
killed
turn.
it.
Ivor just like, this is going to be cool! Haste! As
Very cool.
magic, Adora, your blood, boom, caffeine overload. You fly in, averting your eyes,
He's
and
on a demigod.
in one turn, take this perfectly. This creature coming up, I cannot stress enough. This thing has 9th level spells. It's got crazy attacks
Did you
to
say
bite and
spells
constrict.
plural?
Spells. It's a
9th level spells?
Amarums,
plural? That's
Amarums
not
are
fair.
a really scary creature.
Oh my
and
gosh.
the spirit of She-Ra goes, nope!
Nope.
God! And just stamina point Adora from literally head to tail, just
You'll love this
slide down. As the Amaram is destroyed in holy light using the Sword of Shira, you see Viracocha, the god, goes, "No!" as he erupts into the Ethereum, as the power of Zephim expels this god from here. Dax, as Viracocha is destroyed, the last thing left, he, like, very much that Infinity War, like, he is being dusted away, that kind of, like, pushed out. The last thing to remain is the tiny little ball of light he keeps in his hand. It's basically his familiar. It's like, this is what Bart is to you, and you see the ball of light in the last moment. The ball of light speaks out in your mind, "What are you?" And the ball of light disappears, unfortunately. Right now, Inti is Viracocha's herald, right? That's Inti's role right now. Or, well, still is, but... boom, gang!
Real quick.
Yeah?
The spirit of peace was not having another snake. Not again.
Not again.
Yes.
We are killing the snake.
Can I make, wait, before I end my turn again, can I make 3, ability checks and make an intimidation check to the other gods?
I will let you know. I can't let you intimidate the gods right now because these are gods. It's DCs that are not fair to make you roll. Like, you would have to hit.
Roll if it's possible.
You would have to hit nat 20s with disadvantage because, like, these gods, they wouldn't have come here unless they thought they could win. It's, again, they didn't know they were going to be fighting more people, so it's not like they're deterred. It's just that annoyance for a god of, like, huh. So Adora, solid stuff. Shira rips through the Amaram. Viracocha is gone from this encounter. Swiftwind, so that, yeah, full turn. You see, that makes our NPCs at the bottom. Ivor is cackling his sweet cackles. As my guy turns, he has to concentrate on haste, because that is so worth it. But you know what he doesn't have to concentrate on is his ring of or his robe of stars. As he can, you watch, Ivor pulls a star off of this, like, wizardy sun and moon and star cloak, pulls a star off to cast a 5th level magic missile. As he does so, he is going to all at the Giant Sphinx, because again, this is unavoidable damage, trying to break the concentration, as Magic Missile is the best killer for a, well, yeah. Here we go. That is going to be 1d4 plus, oh my gosh. So let's see. Hey, you'll have to see it, that's 4. Or, well, 3 plus 1 is 4, so... 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 5. 20 unavoidable points to the Giant Sphinx of the magic missile. Giant Sphinx now has to make a Constitution saving throw.
That's awesome.
And has to hit a DC 10. It's not crazy, but it's a nat 4 plus 3.
That's incredible.
Valka.
Excellent.
As soon as you appear, you are back in the mortal plane. As Ivor just goes like, concentrating in front of a wizard. That's what we call a bitch move. As he throws all of the magic missiles right into this thing's left eyeball, and the Sphinx, like, it doesn't speak English, but you get that, like, ow! Like, the Sphinx is just screaming in pain as magic missile, magic missile, magic missile. Ivor does that. Mara turns. Adora, you see Mara looks at you, and you know she's impressed.
Oh, hey.
Mm-hmm.
I guess it doesn't matter, because the serpent's dead. Because I was going to be like, oh, what new creatures am I within 60 feet of her frightful presence? But I'm like, Fenrir's charmed and the serpent's dead, so it doesn't matter.
You see, Mara turns, looks at you, Adora. You see Mara's like, okay, yeah. No, you get it. She nods. You see, she, with the Sword of Protection...
Is this gonna turn into Adora and Mara fangirling over each other? Because that'll get really annoying for the rest of us, but be hilarious to see.
No, that is what it's gonna turn into.
Mara turns. She is going to hold an action. As you see, she turns to Enoch. It's like, yeah, I think we got to start prepping to go. As she holds an action, she readies her weapon. You see, for incoming attacks, you get the feeling Mara too. These 3 gods are the start. There obviously might be other things that might show up. Enoch, for his turn, just goes, right, turns to you guys like, if you can follow us as quickly as possible. Enoch will take his full turn, has to get up, pick up the Staff of the Prophets, because, yeah, it's worth it. But on his next turn, you see he's readying the Staff of the Prophets to cast Globe of Invulnerability on an area around him, because he's going to start doing some ritual clerical stuff to try to, like, help out. Yeah, that's Enoch's turn. Back, it is the Giant Sphinx's turn. Top of the turn, it's going to make a save against Mongo. Nat 20 success, so only takes another 10. But the Giant Sphinx is now looking really hurt. Like, very... Oh, no, it's bloodied, yeah. The Giant Sphinx turns, isn't happy that Valka's back. But now that you're close, can make attacks against you. So it's going to move 5, 10, 15... Just outside of Mongo, just to stop taking that damage. And is going to attack you, Valka.
It stays in my range the whole time.
Stays in your range. It's just getting out of Mongo's range, not like fly over. Valka, what's your current armor class?
17.
Cool. Does a 9 and 10 hit?
No, they do not.
That's a nat 1 and a nat 2.
You love to see it.
I cannot express enough. He could have started dropping you. And instead, the Giant Sphinx is probably about to die.
It's a good bet.
Valka, that's your turn with Fenrir on deck with Charm Monster.
I'm going to take a stamina point attack with Dragon Fang on this Sphinx.
Solid.
Does a 26 hit?
A 26 does hit.
Okay, so what is 3d6 plus 10?
3d6 plus 10 is a total of 28 points of unavoidable damage.
So that's gonna happen.
28. With 28, the Giant Sphinx is on death's door.
I have a second attack. I will stamina point this too.
Second stamina point. My gosh, gang.
That's only an 18 to hit.
An 18. Giant Sphinx uses its shield, raises its AC as
Point of inspiration?
It would have hit. Go ahead, point of inspiration. Reroll. Yes, because the Giant Sphinx, so...
Oh, that's lower.
Yeah, 18 would have hit, but
5.
it did shield itself.
Okay.
As it's not going to be sullied again. Okay, that was its fourth. Can do a minor second for shield.
I guess for my bonus action... It doesn't seem worth it, because I could Healing Hands myself, but I'm only missing the 5 points of damage.
Yeah. I will say this fight is a lot different than I thought it would go down. So this is good.
I'm gonna wait, because I'd rather keep that in reserve for, like, if someone really needs it.
Mm-hmm.
Plus Fenrir's gonna attack this thing. I guess I don't know that, but anyway.
I will say, you will note, Ivor, fun fact, is holding a bit of an action right now, as what he was able to do with the Robostars was a bit of a bonus action for him. You see he really wants you to take out Fenrir, as he has a spell prepped that he's waiting for. Fenrir, excuse me, or the Giant Sphinx, because he's prepping the Giant Sphinx. Not Fenrir. Excuse me.
Okay, I was going to try to help him with that. There's nothing else I can do.
It is Fenrir's turn. Charm Monster. What do you want Fenrir to do? He's a good boy.
I would like him to go and
Yes.
destroy the kitty.
Just start eating them. Here we go. Fenrir leaps onto the Giant Sphinx. And he
Really,
moved
charm
at least
monster.
20 feet. Dang it. So Trampling Charge will also go off. Here we go.
nice.
Bite Attack. That's a 20 to hit. Doesn't hit with the shield going on from the Giant Sphinx right now. So Bite doesn't work, but Slam is what you want because that's what might Trampling Charge. Damn. 21 also does not hit barely. The shield spell is something that the Giant Sphinx needed.
I unfortunately haven't had my turn yet, so I don't have my reaction back to do an auger point.
Yeah. So unfortunately, attacks don't work. But again, as long as Fenrir doesn't take damage from you or your allies, you should be fine.
Right.
And Charm Monster lasts for an hour, guys. So if we have other bad guys coming, we
It's
might
just
not want to
stupid 'cause
kill Fenrir.
I had to roll so low to miss. That's just what's frustrating.
It's wild. Stoic will take his turn, as giving you, Dax, the opportunity. Stoic's going to try to finish the Giant Sphinx so that you have your turn something else.
Could Fenrir have gone on the other side of the Giant Sphinx so that Stoic has advantage?
Oh, for sure.
Thank you.
Easy enough to move. So Stoic gets advantage flank. That's already a 26. Didn't roll that with advantage though. That's a nat 13, 28, and a second attack coming off. Stoic's just trying to kill this thing. This thing is gonna die, guys. That's 18 points of damage plus 21 for a total of 39 points of damage to the Giant Sphinx. Stoic runs up, boom, 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 as he cuts through the Sphinx. It will destroy it. Ivor has prepped actioned a 5th level spell. Because Ivor hoped he could use
Hey,
it.
I have my reaction spell.
Yeah.
Counter spell?
No. This is Ivor. Ivor's doing something good.
Oh, you were saying Ivor, not Bird. Okay.
Yes,
Sorry.
I was like, dude,
I thought it was one of the gods.
Ivor is
like,
about to use.
Ivor!
Ivor is about to use planar binding on Ra.
On Raw?
He is trying to bind a god, but he couldn't do it because Ra was bound to another creature. He needed a celestial within range, 60 feet away exactly. That's what he held his axe for. He bonus actioned his other stuff.
Right. I'm gonna bind
Only
a god.
has the
Only Merlin has that
to do
particular
that.
brand of audacity.
The sheer audacity.
Right?
You see where this dude becomes Merlin one
I
day.
see it.
Here we go. Ra's going to
feel
make
so
a
bad for
charisma
Morgan
saving
doing
throw.
this. Like, what's going on?
Charisma saving throw. He does have disadvantage due to divine intervention because again he is being literally like pushed out of this plane. So, Ivor's got a really good spell save DC. With a DC 19. Ra has a plus 15 to this. If I roll a 4 or lower on either of these rolls, Ivor's about to bind Ra to his will.
I'm so sad that I can't give him an auger point.
It's a 16 on the first one. He's got a lucky if he really needs it.
Oh, come on.
Damn, that's fun. On a nat 2, Ivor just like, excellent! To war! As he points out, and you see Ra, who is in that process of like fading away, as the Sphinx is ripped from existence. Ra suddenly starts shrinking down like, what? No, and just gets shrunk down and becomes a tiny little statuette that Merlin just planar bindings to his will.
Souvenir.
Bit of a souvenir, gang.
Oh my gosh. What
As
a
he is
dude.
binding this creature to his service.
I'm so happy.
Must bound his creature to... I should say, technically Ra could stay. It's just flavored as he made Ra his own little puppet. Fenrir's here. I'm going to make a roll for Odin because this is not looking great for him.
Yeah.
Because you could ask Fenrir to just stay, kind of like what we did
As a guard dog.
with Maynor. Well, I was going to say, you could pull a Maynor and just say, here, Fenrir, hold steady, and everyone just goes bonk at once.
Or my thought with you said other stuff is coming.
Yeah,
you
use
just in
Fenrir
case
against
something
them.
else shows up.
That's what I was
Yeah.
thinking.
here's what I'm gonna allow. Between the Divine Intervention, the Charm Monster, Ivor having Raw, Dax and Gingy and She-Ra and Valka and Minareth, all of you will be coming out of initiative right now. Because for the next hour, Odin can scream and curse and make a wicked gesture, but he can't do crap because his being he decided to bind himself to is stuck here. He's stuck and can't do crap about it. As that happens, Guardian of Faith also stays, so Mongo can also. It's an 8-hour duration.
Yes!
So Fenrir and Mongo can just guard. As you guys can all rally together. Stoic, you became thick! There we go. That was...
Stoic went wide.
Stoic became really wide. All of you can rally as Ivor... Oh, hold on. Does he have 2 spell slots left? I don't know if he can. Oh, because he's having to drop haste to do this too. That is also why it was... Yeah, he probably shouldn't. Hold the phone!
What?
There's no way. That is not a non-concentration spell. Planar Binding is not a concentration spell?
Oh, yes.
It just lasts 24 hours?
Oh, yes.
Oh yeah, he's gonna try to bind Odin. He'll use his second, fifth level spell.
Terrifying.
Now Odin is rolling flat because again he's got stuff here, so it's not like perfect. Odin's gonna make a charisma save. So Odin's got a +10 to this. 9 or lower, gang, and if not, Ivor's got lucky.
I've also got my auger point back.
It's a 13. Who do you want to go first?
May as well use an auger point.
I have a flavor. Ivor is sitting here like as he puts this tiny little pocket action figure Raw in his jacket like robe, and it's just like pulling down. You watch as stars in the sky start burning brightly as he is pulling celestial bodies closer. This idea of binding a planar ally, and he's like, "Would you mind lending a hand, madam?"
Absolutely.
As silver lunar light swirls, and I will say silver, reds, greens, this color best. Auger point, you are going to allow this to roll again.
Please.
He will spend a luck point, as that was another nat 13. It's a nat 1.
Yes!
Ivor stops, looks at you guys as he slurps up Odin. As my dude's feeling great. My dude now has 2 planar allies as these gods chose to bring aspect forms. And fun fact, Merlin is the one that prepped it. Enoch could also have prepped it, but Enoch's not foolish enough to try to bend a god to his will.
Right?
We are going to exit
I'm
combat.
seeing why this man's mind is broken when the other party finds him in Desanya.
Yeah, like, a lot of stuff should be making sense.
A lot of stuff is making sense.
You guys watch the Fenrir and Mongo stand guard now as Enoch swirls his staff around. Wow, that battle was way cooler and way faster than I thought it would be. I thought this was going to be a 2-part fight because I'm like, yeah, a bunch of aspects.
Changed the
divine, because I'm like, he's got to try. He's a 10th level cleric. I'll see.
So deadly
and you saw it was a 90. I was really happy it worked. Enoch is going to use a tree stride using the Staff of the Prophets. As he offers to you guys, Adora, go ahead. I need you to roll me a D10 real quick. As again, we are exiting initiative, so we are on a little bit of borrowed time. As we know, Adora can't stress in her She-Ra form. Eventually, this vision's going to fade. But thankfully, with how well you guys did, you're going to have a chance to actually talk to these guys.
That's good.
You'll love to see it. Here we go. It's rolling right now for She-Ra. Charm Monster's finished. That is a 5. Okay. I'm going to flavors that you have about 5 minutes.
Okay.
As some of the combat are happening, you see Enoch will swirl his staff around and push out of this plane. We exit from this area as he will invite you all, if you are willing, to step through with them to a completely different vision, or should I say area. In this area, there's no battle map here, because you guys don't have to fight here, thankfully. But as we here, what you see is off in the distance, you will realize that you are in a mountainous area. Wind whips around, ice swirls. It is a frosted, inhospitable mountain range you find yourselves in. Off in the distance, you see, though, an unmistakable outline of what you would all assume to be a temple. A grand structure with ice and snow having built up maybe around the edges, 3 or 4 feet of this temple, that is perched on this high mountain point, where next to it, down these winding stone steps, there is the image of a gigantic spaceship. Adora, you having seen one before, but for the rest of the party, a truly alien-looking thing with large, bulbous body with twin wings stretched out to either side. It is larger than the temple, as you are looking at what we know as the Ark. There are a lot of people down there, what we know as the first ones, right? With animals and strange beasts. You even see, for as many first ones, there are also a lot of other creatures. You would see, kind of like Shen, anthropomorphic peoples of like different animal descents. You're seeing what maybe a few elves or dwarves. Like there's a couple different creatures here. As you all watch, Enoch then turns. You see he gives a big sigh, and you see he looks rather drained. The divine intervention, you see like his skin looks a little bit more taut. His eyes are a little more darker, as if it looks as if he just stayed up for 24 hours, like doing a bunch of heavy lifting. Even though technically all he did in the fight was kneel down and pray. That's it. But you see Enoch turns and goes, "Well, that was an exciting afternoon. But I apologize, we've yet to truly learn who you are."
Well, there's Adora. She is also Shira in the future. And then we have Valga, which it seems like you kind of know a little bit about where she's from.
You think as a prophet he instinctively can... Angel. Yeah, like,
Right.
he's met them, so...
Next there's Gingy. He is our cleric with the Muffin Man, or Uriel. And then we also have Dax, who is familiar with Inti, and then there's me, who's familiar with Gabriel.
Enoch has a lot to process there.
Yeah.
You see the biggest shocks is, again, introducing like Valken Stowe. He's like, yeah, okay, like here's a Viking and an angel. Adora, yeah, riding a Pegasus. Sure, that's She-Ra magics. He even is enough of Dax. Like you think he's probably encountered Drow and the under, like, because again, Enoch is a prophet who really did go everywhere. You see, the two that really stop him are when you say Gingy, a cleric of Muffin Man or Uriel. He does not know what the Muffin Man is.
Yeah, but he knows Uriel, right?
But when you say Uriel, he gets a look of alarm looking at this small cookie. As you then explain, Minareth, I have connection to Gabriel, he seems more comprehension of, that is also interesting, but I have a better grasp on that one.
Oh, because this is early. He kind of only knows early Uriel.
Yeah.
This is a dude who only knows... this is the second age of the world. I will actually let you know. Ivor will tell you the chronological date, if people are interested. Ivor explains, right, so welcome to Dremor. We are now in the... Gosh, I forgot how low... Sorry. To put into better perspective, it is now... the year is 3,284. Like, that's our current year in campaign.
3284.
We are back. Ivor says, welcome to the year 152.
Oh my gosh.
This
So
is...
Dora kind of speaks to us because, so from what I've been told from where we're from, it's like about 1,000.
You see, yeah. Ivor just like, that's fun. But I had assumed, and you see he looks at Mara, who gets that, like, it's a D&D party base of that, like, stop it. Because Ivor's like, I've always wanted to try this, the linking of the She-Ra spirit, but there's not a lot for us to really go back unless we really want to, like, talk to Eve. But, I don't know, like, she's cool and all, but, like, we have a lot. But you, 3,000 years in the future. 3,134 years in the future! And you see Ivor's going nuts. Enoch takes this as, again, he greets all of you in turn. Dax, Adora, Gingy, Minarith, and Valka, Stoic. And you see Mara will do the same. She's not like she's untalkative, but you see she is giving a more of that, like, she's doing a once up down on everyone. Like, yeah, we're out of combat, but, like, I would love to, like, make sure we're not putting our faith in the wrong people.
Right.
So you see Enoch just says, yes, I assumed that by seeing you all here on such a, and you see he glances back at the ship, momentous mark of history, that you are not here primarily just in an academic purpose.
No. In fact, do not set any time continuum. You know, kind of looks towards the wizard and goes, we need plans to make another arc.
You look at the wizard saying, mess up the continuum, he's like, who the hell cares about the time continuum?
Okay, that makes sense. That's great. But I say that because I know Rebecca wants us to take down the swearing, but...
Yeah, no, I know, I'd say, but you see, Ivor just goes like, because I can point out, Ivor's not a chronomancy wizard right now. Yet. He's got other persuasives and magics that he likes. And so you see, Ivor, you bring up the idea of another, we need plans for the arc, or like, we would like to look into this. Mara will interject, I don't think that's a good idea.
It's either that or the destruction of Dremor is. Well, and then looks at our party, it goes, as we. Technically, we don't know where you went.
You see Enoch then said, so we were successful.
We don't know. It just says that you were translated.
You see Enoch smiles. It's the idea, imagine you're about to do something risky and someone shows up and is like, so you succeed and we don't know how, and you're kind of like, okay, that's kind of fun to know. Enoch smiles, looks at you all. Yes, well, if you are all then aware, hosting the spirit of She-Ra, knowledge of Uriel, Gabriel, Inti, and other heavenly hosts, this world is not safe. And as prophet, I do not believe it is safe for humanity here, right now. There are human beings, yes, but the first ones, children of Nephilim, and you see he looks at you, Adora and Mara, because you two are, yeah, direct, like, technically your father is Sarathiel, right? Like, one of the 7. Yeah, it's like, again, Adora, technically you and Minarith and Gingy are all cousins. Minarith gives it a big gasp. That's amazing! Technically Enoch's your cousin too, because Enoch, you see, he explains, I am the first prophet after my brother Adam. He was the first man, child of Zadkiel, the first prophet. I am the second. I am marking what many are starting to call the Second Age. And you know, like, yeah, the Second Age, that's written, Second Age, 3,000 years ago, right? Enoch will then explain a bit of the Ark is merely a precaution. I believe we can do twofold help to the world in not only taking away victims for hired celestials to ruin and craft to their own Armageddons, but, and you see he is holding the staff of the prophets, and Mara like kind of grips her sword. We might take two very important locks out of the equation.
And yet we've seen them both in our world.
As you say that will spark. It's not enough for a true time change. Like, don't worry. Like, oh no, you altered the timeline. But you see, Enoch says, that is what I was afraid of. I did not think this would be permanent, and if so, perhaps I have a better idea. And you see, Enoch kind of turns to Mara. They have a quick. I will actually let you all know. Merlin ritual casted telepathic bond on their party like hours ago.
Smart.
They have been having internal conversations this whole time.
Yep.
And so it's weird being on the.
Just picturing all the silent edits.
Yeah, Young Justice. Well, it's like, I mean, for our party, we've done that. We're like Belle, Adam, Tiger Lily, Rapunzel. Like, we're all talking to each other in our heads, and like you're about to experience firsthand how weird it is.
How
where
weird that
a
is.
good
Like-
30 seconds go by of just. At one point, you see Ivor just like, ooh, and gives a little like exclamation.
I cast detect thoughts on one of them. Just be like, not in a.
Who are you casting detect thoughts on?
Oh, which one has? Mara is the most hostile to us.
And I would
Yeah,
also suggest, though, that she's not the spellcaster.
she's not the spellcaster.
But I feel like she's like.
What
to try
kind of
and
save
stab
is
us.
detect thoughts? Is it wisdom?
Let me see.
If
Sorry,
it's
I
wisdom,
was
go for
confused.
Ivor, because wizards are intelligence casters.
Ah,
Yeah,
that's a fair
detect
point.
thoughts is
Oh my
fine.
gosh, it's loading. Do you know off
Yes.
the top of your head
I do.
what kind of save it is?
Detect thoughts is actually a wisdom saving throw.
Sorry,
If you're
so
programmed.
my advice was the most metagaming thing ever, but
If you want to
Let's
try
do
to
it on Ivor
detect
then.
Ivor's thoughts.
And DC's 16.
Cool.
because also he might let you succeed for the chaos. Like, Ivor's the chaos card.
You might.
I had to check something. Because yes, it is verbal, somatic, and material. So Ivor will know you're casting this. He's not going to counterspell. He just wants to see if he can succeed.
Okay.
Interesting. Yeah, that's a 5 on the die. Ivor has a +7, so that's only a 12 for his saves.
As I'm casting
Oh,
it.
he does advantage thanks to
Okay.
his
No,
robe.
auger point. No, keep that.
Nope. Okay, it was flat. It was flat. I did roll. It was a 2 on the second one. If you're curious, so
whatever.
actually it could have been better.
It's fine. I
Um,
would just like, as part of the spell component, I just want to just kind of murmur into his mind. Mind if I take a listen? Just
Ivor just kind of
That's your
stops.
verbal
Is like,
yes.
heck yeah, conference call, and the idea of like you pick up a phone, punch in the number, and you're now listening in. You'll get the tail end. Mara is adamant. We need to take both. The sword is the first, and yours is the 5th. I would shudder to think what would happen if that ever broke and it became a hunt for Cain. And you see Enoch just stops. He's like, Cain is not a bad person. You know this. And you see Mara just goes like, well, he didn't seem too happy when we were at his house last time. And you see Enoch goes, yes,
Oh my
but,
gosh, we're gonna find out where Cain is.
well,
No,
his
where
house
he
back
was
in the Second
thousands
Age.
of
Yeah,
years.
where he was.
3,000
I
years
just
ago.
realized
I
that.
can
Don't
assure you he grew
I
up
just
here.
realized where he was.
Enoch is thinking, you see, he goes, I trust the seals. The dragon scroll is safe. The book of peace is being used by many men for good. I think, and even the amulet of that being Merlin sounds very safe. I have no intrigue with trolls or what a troll hunter could be, but it sounds like a troll hunter is adept at keeping protective wards and abjurative magics.
This is getting
You hear
really hard
Ivor
to
just
listen in
like...
on.
Actually, here's what you will know. Ivor, they talk about the amulet of Merlin. Ivor, in his detect thoughts, you will
We
see...
don't know that he's Merlin.
No, I will let you know a full canonical, because you probed in. This man, Ivor, was born 58 years ago. He is Merlin, but he is not even the Merlin that was a part of the Holy War, if that makes sense.
Okay.
From what you may have gleaned from other parties, Merlin and others came back in time to help fight. When Ivor's hearing Merlin, there's no recognition in his mind. He has no clue who this person is. He is not in any way like... There's no subterfuge. He's not pretending. It's, oh yeah, whatever that Merlin dude was. That seemed like a cool wizard. Like, yeah. In fact, you would probably get, man, I wish I'm cool like him one day. Because it's not like, you've just heard of a wild chronomantic wizard popping around time and doing that. And this dude is like, yeah, I would love to study chronomancy. But you see Mara just like, it's your choice, but the sword has to go. And you hear, I don't care if this Adora person has it. If it's meant to come back, it will. But it's gotta go now. And you know, because the Sword of Protection is a very powerful magic
I do
object.
see the problem though of like it goes, but that's why it's in Etheria when Adora's there because it's
when
not,
Adora gets taken and put in Etheria, right? When
Yeah,
the events
I
of
see
the
it.
She-Ra team.
Oh, it's almost like as if it was meant to happen.
It was almost like it was meant to be.
Because that even if we then tried to plan for that and be like, so then don't take it, but then someone else would have it, and that
Is
could
it
be worse.
Uruguay who
Would it
gave
be
off
food
the
medicated?
road you take
Yeah.
to avoid her, or
Oh,
is it
the
Dumbledore, or
Road to
like what?
Samara with the death fable. You often meet death
Yeah,
on the road to take
You often meet
yeah,
death
yeah.
on the road you take to avoid him. Yes,
Road to
Adora.
Samara, that's what it's called.
Would it be too mitigated? Adora's trying to, like, make sure that everything in the past still happens. So, in trying to make conversation tomorrow, being like, yeah, no, I'm from Etheria, and that's how, like, I got the
But
sword,
none of us
so, like,
are
I
hearing this
think
yet.
she's
This is
okay.
only Minareth in
Yeah.
her head is listening in. We don't hear any of it.
I know, that's why I'm trying to say it's in mitigate.
It's a little too metagamey for now.
And just wanted to check.
Here's what I need to quickly do. Because something needs to be checked here. Because Mara is not an old woman right now, but she is... Enoch turns to you all. I am not a very powerful cleric. And you see he's being very humble, but you see he goes, but I do recognize, and you see he looks at Adora's sword, that this sword does not have its seal placed upon it. We believe we should still take the sword with us for its protection. But, and you see he is slowly planting the staff and kind of driving it into the ice and rock here. I think from your interventions that the staff of the prophets will be best to remain in Dremor. I have done a lot of good with this item. You see, Enoch then stops. We do not want to disclose much about where we are going. But I trust you. And you see, he gestures to all of you. Our plan is to head to a planet of magic that the first ones have found and they wish to colonize. And from there, take further persons to a different plane. In that plane, Mara's sword will be safe. And you see Mara kind of like, not like true smiles, but that like grin nod of like, yep, that's the plan. And Enoch goes, and it gives these people a chance to live without being harassed by the dangers of this world. There is no plane of existence in Dremor that can hide us forever. In fact, I worry that even a planet on the edge of the cosmos still is on the mortal plane. But that is why the goal is eventually to get enough magic and power. We should be able to put Mara and the rest of us into a new plane of existence. Now, this is where I will point out, from what Adora has told you, historically, this is not what happens. The first ones do colonize Etheria. They grow, they live there for a while, but the people, almost biblically, turn away from spiritual powers. They get really greedy and really obsessed with the magic of Etheria, the natural magic's there, and they plan to turn Etheria into a weapon. Using the power of She-Ra, Etheria just becomes a giant Gatling gun planet, right? The idea of, like, use magic as just a supernova power. Mara basically gives her life, uses the sword in herself, and banishes this into the planet Despondos.
So is the vibe we're getting that, like, the part of all this we were trying to find out, not even they know yet because they haven't gotten there yet?
They know, and yet they don't.
Okay.
I will explain it, and what Enoch will explain is, you guys know that, like, it's sad to see. Mara's like, yeah, it's a perfect plan. We go to Etheria, drop off, and then we all go. She's never going to make it. She gives her life to stop the Etherians from trying to become conquerors, right? What Enoch and Mara are trying to take them out of right now. Yeah. And it's odd, because you know, and again, biblically we know Noah's the one with the ark, right? Everything.
Right.
But it's, I mean, that's lore for another day. When looking at... Yes, question.
If this is too many, let me know. Mm-hmm. But Mara, with Adora, everything that she's learned so. In all the seasons and everything. With everything with that and Raz. Can she just, like, nonchalantly, you know, in conversation, it doesn't have to be real clear, like, no, hey, you fight really well and super proud to be, like, the next She-Ra. And then just, like, advice of, like, you know, if you see an old lady wanting to bake a pie, listen to her. You know?
Yeah, a bit of, like, time shenanery of bake a pie with an old lady. You see, Mara gets a really confused look of, like, I do enjoy pies? As she's, like, kind of concerned. You see, though, Ivor at this moment will dispel magic on your detect thoughts, because the last thought you sense from him is, like, I need to go check up and make sure we are ready. Like, he had that thought. He turns, gives an audible, like, honestly, I think they're cool. Tell him. And you see he goes off. As he's going, Enoch calls out, it's like, make sure they're ready. We should be there shortly. As Enoch turns back, Ivor has been my mentor for years. He found me when I was just 16.
He's really good at just taking care of random kids, huh?
Mm-hmm. Go ahead and give me a perception check.
Oh, okay.
Just on this kind of little scene of...
That is a 14 plus 3, 17.
17. Yeah, Ivor goes, he casts Fly on himself, flies over to, like, the people.
Mm.
You see he flies over to this tiny little, maybe 5-year-old kid by his feet that Ivor kind of picks up with both hands, throws into the air with magic. Who could this be? Who knows? As,
I was right there from Dremor! Okay!
Vindication!
I've been thinking that for so long!
As, we may have a bit of lore of where Morph comes from.
So, the last thing Ivor said to Enoch before leaving, though, was tell them, right?
Mm-hmm.
So there is more?
Tell us what?
And can we see the fans to the arc so we can leave?
Yeah, right. Ivor, as he goes, Mara, you see, Mara actually also is leaving. She gives one last, like, she reaches out her hand to handshake Adora. In that She-Ra form.
Can I give her a hug?
Yeah, you give her a hug. She will hug you back. She was going to try to keep it professional. She hugs. She heads down. Again, you actually know she needs her sword to help start powering the ship. But you see Enoch turns to you all. Many years ago, Ivor and I made a discovery. Ivor has long been intrigued by the possibilities of reality. His magics, his evocation and transmutation spells, we've always theorized that it goes against the very laws of magic that we are somehow creating things of nothingness. Rather, he has always proposed his theory that these magics come from other places. If elemental magics can be summoned from planes of existence, why could not transmutation or conjuration come from different reality?
That makes so much sense.
Simpler conjuration, you might conjure a coin from a bank 10 miles away. But
so it's more summoning.
if it's summoning, what would be the easiest if not pulling through tiny portions of the world? Ivor has found, and well, we have found people that have been beset by creatures obsessed with this, obsessed with powers and realities. And you see, yeah, Ivor with whatever little kid he's holding, like you get. That's why I give the perception. That little kid's being hunted by some extra dimensional creatures. But you see, Enoch turns and goes, I communed here at, well, I call it the Fidarian, and he kind of points at this temple. I made this years ago to try to be a place of ultimate religious sanctity, and it fell apart fast. But I was communing here on one of the last days we had it opened, and I sensed something bigger than Zepham. You see, Enoch says, we know that there are gods. We have just fought them. Zepham is a primordial god, but I believe I may have sensed or communed with something higher than Zepham. And it is not in our reality. So, we are hoping to find whatever place this being calls home and take people here to be safe. You see, he explains, they're hoping to find a reality where this being is the high god above all. Like, what we know as Zepham and Death and the Dragon Spirit, like the four primordial gods here, something is even above them. And there's a reality where, well, or the idea of if infinite realities, yeah, Elle just got it.
She just got it, yeah.
Is, could there be a reality where we could have, imagine a world where a wish is a dream your heart makes, not a wish is a thing you have to dream for. Right? You don't have to work for your dreams, you get to wish for your dreams. And you see Enoch basically looks at you and says, we cannot give you the plans, but, and you know, of course, looking at Dora, we would assume you might know much of Etheria. It's why the gods were after us. My amulets only prevent us from the heavens and hells. The other gods of this plane know this, and I assume they wish to escape too. Our world is not meant to be perfect. And I think that those gods wanted a ride out soon. I simply trust that you will not disclose this information unless you deem it absolutely vital to anyone. And you see Enoch is going to give one last little thing to you guys. Holding the staff of the prophets, which he is now firmly planted into the soil, like he's broken through the ice layer. You see the bottom of the staff has kind of grown, not like true roots, but you see it's almost like unwound the little bark and knot and kind of dug itself here. until what we know is Noah in the next 1,500 years will eventually reach this place and do it himself, like grab the staff. But you see Enoch plants the staff, turns. He is going to offer you guys an item if you would like. Gingy, unfortunately, as a cleric, I shouldn't say unfortunately as a cleric, fortunately as a cleric, this is something that would really help you. Unfortunately, you are very small. So you might have to make some work. You see Enoch pulls out a amulet out of his pocket, and you see he goes, I've always loved amulets. This is the first that was given to me. This is called Amulet of the Devout. It is very rare. It is a +3, meaning it requires attunement by a cleric or paladin. Your spell attack bonus and spell save DC are increased according to the item's rarity. You also functionally receive 1 extra use per day of a channel divinity.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, difficult to overstate how insane that would be, especially with certain channel divinities. Having another channel divinity is insane. He is going to pull this out, and you see he will still hand it to you, Gingy, and goes, I only apologize, you're quite small, my friend. But as he gives you an amulet the size of, like, this, yeah, it's not like, whoa, like, this is like a boogie board to you. You could raft with this.
It can be a shield on your back.
A shield on your back. You see, he hands this to you.
Sure, we can break something.
And will then turn and pull out, no, this is a better one to give you. He does pull out a necklace, and you see it has prayer beads on them. It's called a necklace of prayer beads. You see that the beads are of many different religions. Dax, you see one that looks, it's made of gold and has a little sun token, and you would assume, yeah, that's Inti's symbol. There's one for both Thor and Hel. You see Adora. There's even one that you would assume that's like a She-Ra symbol, right?
Cool.
Enoch truly understood the importance of deities, just that he is a prophet of Zephim, the highest, if that makes sense. Basically, it can bear up to 6 beats, and I will send in the chat, because this is like you guys can all like kind of divvy up depending on who needs them. You can cast the corresponding spells as a bonus action, is how this...
So even if you cast a spell as an action, you can cast this as a bonus?
These beads are bonus action. A prayer bead necklace are really wondrous and rare, as this is Enoch's... you also see, this is the kind of physical manifestation of his time in Dremor.
So cool.
This is what he did for his, 30 years of life so far.
That is so cool.
30 years has been stretched a bunch, because technically the age started with his birth and blah, blah, blah. Enoch hands over the necklace of prayer beads. He's actually going to hand them to probably Dax, because you're not affiliated with... Not that... Because he knows you're with Inti, but, like, She-Ra has this sword, and, like, Minirth about... It's not like, I would like to give this to, like, you, because it's not like, listen, they've got a lot. Like... Can you handle it? That sounds bad. Because Enoch will give you, Dax, the necklace. And so you can see, yeah, it's a bead. It's got this beautiful golden shine, this thing. You get the feeling right now it's definitely a fun little bit of a higher level guiding bolt. Right? It's sunlight, right? You know, it's a guiding bolt. But a bonus action guiding bolt. Enoch will hand this to you guys. Look at you. I know you can't tell me much, but I'm glad that something has succeeded in your being here. And you see Enoch gets, once again, his face really pales. You see this dude has lived a life. He's old. He may not look it, but he's old. Enoch kind of stops. I trust that the world can become a better place. I simply apologize that I am doing a cowardice thing and leaving and making it someone else's problem. As you all feel the connection of this memory time warp of... And you would assume it's because Mara is getting ready to leave, like the memory is fading, because after this point, they're just sailing away right into the sky. Enoch waves to you all, and you all arrive back in your bodies, standing around the core camp. You have all taken a long rest, because again, anything that just happened, those were all your stuff from the past. So you haven't used like anything.
So wild.
You guys.
Yeah. A lot has just happened. What's the vibe right now?
I feel like it's really me a little bit, because she literally saw the beginning of everything she saw about Mara and like her sacrifice, and literally just had to interact with the version of her that doesn't know what's ahead. And so really bit of an existential crisis.
Imagine looking
like,
at someone...
I couldn't think their life, but how would history be altered? And
Imagine going to someone you know dies in combat, like, and having to talk to them, be like, "Hi, you're a war hero, and you're about to go die." It's rough.
And then they're like, what's that last part? And you say, "You're a war hero!"
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
You guys, as you're standing in the camp, no perception check needed. The dawn is rising, and all of you hear in the distance.
It might be Merlin. He might remember.
Oh, that would be nice.
Something is approaching fast. Gingy, you recognize it's the same sound you kind of heard. Something big coming at you fast. If that makes sense.
A deity?
No, it's more like something that can travel that fast.
Oh, we talked about this.
Dax, in your mind's eye, you hear,
Like an angel?
No.
"I have an important task for you." And Dax, coming over the horizon,
Sandman?
all of you see
No, Sam, Metro Man.
Sandman,
a
Metro Man. Oh my god.
man clothed in like kind of monkish warrior garb, but flying. No use of wings. A light's down in front of you. Strong, a lot of muscles, holding something in one hand. "Hi. You guys are the Peacekeepers."
Who's asking?
Well, and you see he holds up with one hand. You are looking at a tiny little baby peacock. A white albino peacock, but is a full baby. Yeah, this is supposed to be a person, but they said it was up to you guys to deal with it. You might need to figure out what's wrong with this. Apparently, hey, I was attacked by an angel on the way here. Heaven doesn't want this baby around, so... as Minrith, you take Shen, a infantine Shen, who should have grown up. Dax, in your mind, you hear mission, purpose, mission, purpose, mission, as the peacock flutters its little wings, and these reddish suns, the symbol of Inti, reflected on a peacock's wing.
Oh, that is so cool.
Holding a prayer bead, looking at this child, as this figure slowly steps back, wishing you luck. This is where I think we need to end tonight's session.
How is this our responsibility?
How is this our problem?
Right?
But thank you all.
But he's so cute right now.
I will say, it's getting late. This is where I think we're going to end for this session, because we're going to pick up heavily with more. Dax, get ready for babysitting duty, apparently.
Try not to let him become a war criminal this time.
Indeed. Tice, I'm making you raise your own character.
Awesome.
I hope you enjoy it.
To Dax.
You hand Shen to Dax. It is that, like, hey, you did just have the dream that this is your goal, so...
Congratulations, you're a father!
You're a father! Oh my gosh.
You sit on my other shoulder.
So,
You got a spider
you put, like, a full a swaddled baby on one shoulder and Bart on the other, and Bart goes...
What? That's not how you hold children?
Bart can be the cradle.
Thank you all so very much for playing. Thank you all for listening, and I can't wait to see you all next time. Bye-bye.
Oh my god.